I can't, no, I can't see you, but I can feel you all the time in my head. The room is quiet, I don't stop trying to see your eyes, and you'll fall asleep in the candlelight and awake in the night. I feel your heart beat in mine, and I see your eyes flicker in the light. As I stare at the sky, I know you're mine. I feel your heart beat in mine, and I see your eyes flicker in the light. I feel your heart beat in mine. I feel your heart. I feel your heart beat in mine, and I see your eyes. See your eyes. I can't, no, I can't see you, but I can feel you all the time in my head. The room is quiet, I don't stop trying to see your eyes. But I can feel you all the time. To see your eyes, you'll fall asleep in the candlelight and awake in the night. I feel your heart beat in mine, and I see your eyes flicker in the light. As I stare at the sky, I know you're mine. I see your eyes flicker in the light. As I stare at the sky, I know you're mine. I feel your heart beat in mine, and I see your eyes flicker in the light. I feel your heart beat in mine. I feel your heart. I feel your heart beat in mine, and I see your eyes. See your eyes. I can't, no, I can't see you, but I can feel you all the time in my head. The room is quiet, I don't stop trying to see your eyes. I feel your heart. I feel your heart beat in mine, and I see your eyes. See your eyes. You'll fall asleep in the candlelight and awake in the night. I feel your heart beat in mine, and I see your eyes flicker in the light. As I stare at the sky, I know you're mine. I can't, no, I can't see you, but I can feel you all the time in my head. The room is quiet.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nouch's channel. Look at this man right here with a
Hello.
mustache on his face,
Gotta
freshly
love it.
shaved beard. You look sexy. And then there's me over here with, well, I mean, you guys don't see me, but I haven't shaved since the new year. And I look hideous, so no
Let's
camera
go.
on me.
But first of all, of course, also from me, hello and welcome everyone. It's been a while since we've seen each other, I know, but we are finally back. Hello Harpo, hello Calv, hello Lucian, hello Frosty, hello Laser. Appreciate y'all coming here, especially for another event that I'm very excited about. It is the Royal Nations Cup. We're gonna have many interesting matches for you. Some of you are maybe not too fond of Trackmania Royal mode for many different reasons, but today we're gonna show you why it's worth it to keep an eye on some of the most talented Royal players.
And we're not going to be alone. With us in the booth in a few short minutes will be Floritian. No, Floritian. There you go. Said it right the second time. Florititan?
Yeah.
Floritian.
No,
You know what?
No, it's good focus. It's good focus, you know.
It's good focus. You know what? With the amount of times I said your name wrong for the longest.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
How long did it take me before during the 24-hour race to get your name right?
Illusion already is showing that it's, you know, gotta get your names right.
Yeah, exactly.
Name to remember for sure. But just so you know a little bit of the rundown, what we're gonna do today, of course, we're gonna watch some amazing matches. We're gonna have a lot of fun. But before that, we are going to draw the actual groups for the group stage. We're gonna have 4 groups with 4 teams each, and we're gonna draw them live on stream. Then the players can prepare for their opponents, and then we are ready to start. So I think it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be cool for sure. And as I said, we're gonna have many fun matches. Also, in terms of predictions, it really depends. Because we have many teams that could actually make it. I mean, of course, in front of everything else, we have Team Germany, who are really strong, really dominant ever since Royal came about. And let's see if they can take it home today. Or if I already totally jinxed it, I mean, that's up to them. So
well, let's see, right? Because we have 16 teams on our schedule here, and a lot of them have something to prove. And is Germany just as good in Royale as they are in just regular driving? I mean, to be fair, there's a big quantity of French players as well. And I mean, there is there not? Yes, there is a French team. There's also a Canadian team, an American team, a Polish team, a Brazilian team. So there's plenty of people from all over the world, not just Germany here. And I think we have we have 5 continents of 5 different continents on this roster. So let's see what the teams and the pools will be.
Yeah, and that's what I always loved about Trackmania, and it really shows here again with the Royal Nations Cup. Just as you mentioned, the diversity. So many different countries from everywhere on the world, and that's what we like to see. A little bit of diversity never hurt anybody, and especially here it makes for some interesting correlations when it comes to teams that are going to play against each other. But that's all gonna be depending on which groups we of course are going to draw. And yeah, some teams of course hope for the players that are going to struggle a little bit more, but this is not Make-A-Wish. We're gonna make sure that we're gonna have some fun matches and not some easy matches for our competitors, because that's what it's all about. Seeing a little bit of that competition.
All right.
I would say let's just get into it, right?
Yeah.
Let's just
I agree.
do the random draw. I'm gonna reset.
Is there a scene for this, or?
Yeah, I'm just gonna show the regular scene here. So we are going to use randomresult.com, so you actually know that we're not screwing around at all. We have all the teams that are going to play today, and I would say, let's go. Let's draw our groups. And it happened. Of course, we have all the groups here at once. Group 1, it's gonna be England, Australia, Germany, and the EU. Group 2 is going to be Canada, Poland, Slovakia, and France. Group 3, Portugal, Denmark, Iceland, USA, Brazil. And in the final group, we are going to have Hungary, the world, Netherlands, and Norway / Sweden. So
Yeah,
that's
that
going to
is-
be interesting for sure. Those are going to be interesting matchups. It also depends a lot because Germany, of course, a really strong team, a team that you don't really want in your group. But let's see how the others are going to handle it. And Denmark, Iceland, also just as a little information, only 2 persons in that team. So it's going to be interesting for sure if they can pull off more than getting out of the group stages with a few good points. But I think time will tell.
Which group would you like to go see? Because we got 4 different groups that we can watch here. And I think Florititan can join us as well.
Yeah, let's
He's ready
put
to
him
join us. So
onto
should
the
we
call.
make a thing? Do a thing?
Yeah, if you could do the thing, because then I'm just gonna see everything else is there.
We can go into the other thing as well if you
True.
just want to do that, just switch.
True, we can
do
just
that?
switch. Yeah,
All right, I'm gonna do that.
Okay,
All right.
see ya. And let's get on to there.
See, and it's as quick as that.
Dude,
See?
long live the
I miss
technique,
you
man.
so much, ouch.
I love the future. I gotta say, I really love the future. That's what it's all about. Go group 1, it's very stacked. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Let's just see.
Hello.
Hello.
What's poppin'?
We've got our Royale expert with us now. So we'll be a lot less in the dark. Nouch, how many games of Royale did you say you had?
I think I have maybe 30 or 40 wins in Royal. And
Okay.
I've
It's
only
not the
tried playing Super Royal once with Legion, also a good colleague here on Twitch, and we just totally bailed. So I wouldn't count that as a proper experience, but I definitely had my fair share of interesting matches.
Yeah, okay. So at least you have experience, right? Me over here,
Exactly.
I'm the Royale virgin, right? So I have no idea about anything Royale, but I'm actually excited because I've
think
wanted
it's
a Royale Champion Cup for a long time.
I think that's actually going to make it even more interesting from a viewer standpoint. Like having somebody that's fairly fresh to Royal. I think it's going to put a lot of interesting perspectives here into the matches as well.
Exactly. Sometimes a fresh eye is all that's needed.
Exactly.
I agree, yeah.
So let's see.
And yeah, well, I'm the guy that plays Super Royal every day.
Let's go.
How is Super Royale actually? Because I can imagine that it's very fun to play, especially with the game
it's
mode.
like
can be
something
so-
else.
Mhm.
It's something else to like normal Trackmania because you have all these different styles and especially some more wicked style of maps. And you also have that team game, you know. You could
Yeah, it's not
theoretically
just
win
solo.
alone, but you know, sometimes you have one guy going for the risky strat and one guy going safe. And that's what makes Royal really interesting to play, especially every day, because it always changes up. Like you can have a really good team, but there's no guarantee they'll win all the time, because sometimes they have bad fortunes and then another team can capitalize on that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think
I
that what
agree.
makes a Royal and overall really interesting because you can be one of the best. I mean, the same goes for the other modes that we have in Trackmania. But on Royal, especially with a few maps, it really shows that no matter how often you practice, sometimes it just comes a little bit down to luck. So let's see if our contenders today are very lucky as we are still getting ready on the server. And so far, it's not looking too bad. The only thing that you could maybe experience at home is that we have to restart the servers because, you know, new updates by Nadeo, some things happen, some things that we didn't really want to happen going into the Nations Cup, but I'm sure we're gonna solve them quickly, so just be prepared. Things like that can happen, and even if they do happen, hey, it's all fine. We're still gonna have a fun time for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I have a lot more experience with Flag Rush, and I feel like it's a bit like Flag Rush, except a lot more luck-based, right? Where you can get a really good run especially with all the rotating platforms and all that. There's not that much of it in Flag Rush compared to Royale. So I feel like Royale has just a bit more of a luck factor to it.
Yeah, and also because of course now we have somebody that's a little bit more experienced in the role mode. Flory Titan, what do you think? What are your predictions going into the cup, especially with the group stages now? Who do you think will definitely advance and have a really strong start into the knockout stages?
Oh, that's a tough question. Going for Group 1, I would say Germany is definitely the top contender here. It had the most stacked qualifier so far, and the players which qualified are also known Super Royal veterans. Australia with Chriso is also a very strong team, but also England with Bremarine, Rawway, and Penguin X. It's Group 1 is tough to predict because I feel like here it's just about all the fortunes that you need to get right, and in the end it may be even a wicked cut that will grant one team's advancement.
Yeah, I mean there are gonna be few fun things for sure. And I think also we're gonna keep our eye mostly on Group 1 because of course it's the group with the Germans. And it's not because I'm biased by any means, it's just the fact that they are that strong heading into the tournament. So of course we want to see if they already are starting to shine in the group stages, or if they still need to warm up a little bit and get into the focus and start defying the odds.
I see what you mean. At the same time, I'm one of those people who likes to just have everyone be able to be shown, right? If I could, right, and if I can, if ever I have the opportunity to do so, I'd show everyone up on stream, right? Because obviously you play not just for to have fun, but also sometimes for the streamer's attention, right? Obviously, so it's nice to be streamed by the streamers as well, such as you, right? And I mean, overall, it's quite nice to just have everyone equally being shown. But obviously, in a tournament like this, you want the top team, or one of the contending teams, I should say, always in your periphery.
Yeah. I mean, that's always a little bit the problem with group stages. Every match happening at once, so it's tough to keep track. But we're just gonna try to pick and choose the best matches that can be, that seem to be the most interesting. Of course, we can't cover everything, but that's the good thing. We are not the only ones streaming the event, so if you want to take a look around Twitch, just search in the Trackmania section. I'm sure you will find many talented and fun streamers there as well, streaming the Royal Nations Cup, also seeing their perspective. How is the team communicating? Stuff like that is also very interesting, so I urge you to check out a few other streamers. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with them as well. As we have already the first few people settling in on the server, joining their teams. So
yeah, I'm still trying to join the server, but it says too many spectators, so I'll wait for Kira to settle this.
Yeah, that's probably just a small problem.
Mm-hmm.
Copium.
Yeah, he just needs to kick some people.
A lot of the players are going to be in relatively shortly. I can't see what teams the players have chosen. I can see what country they're from, right, and what country they're playing for. I just can't see what team they're on, which is a little bit sad. But
I mean, we already see Fred Wolf and Magic Bicycle. I'm joining the Butterflies, so we can of course take a look there as well. Just wait for OBS to do the thing. There we go. So you see already a few players here, still waiting on a few teams, but the first few teams already complete. So not too long. Just grab a snack and get something to drink while you still can before we get into the action.
Of course, you don't want to miss this. Obviously, especially if you are a fan of Royale, just keep your eye on this maybe, huh? You come back if you need to go, but don't go for too long because we have plenty of action that's going to be coming up, and hopefully by the end of today we'll have a country champion for Royale.
we are definitely going to have that, and it's gonna be interesting who it's gonna be. Like, yeah, as we mentioned, we have our favorites, that's for sure, but you know, many things can happen, especially in tournaments like that, especially since it's the first of its kind on that scale, and that's why it's also looking very promising here going into the matches. And we're getting more and more people onto the server. That's also beautiful.
Okay, so I can see it from your point of view for some reason. I don't know how to reopen the matchmaking initialization, right? Just as long as you don't close it, you'll be fine. Because I can't reopen it. I've not found out how. So for the moment, we'll know who's on where afterwards. But for the moment, I can't see who's joined what. I could say that the Ladybugs, I recognize them as the Canadians. And that's about it. No bias whatsoever on my side, right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Let's just...
I'm obviously not biased. Come on, guys.
No, never. You're
Never
the last person to be biased. Same. No, that's why I'm only saying, oh yeah, Germany are good, that's why I think they're gonna win. It's not because I'm from Germany.
All right, hopefully everyone is coming in.
Yeah,
to their
it's, the
respective
room is
teams.
filling up more and more, so soon should be ready to start. And also, for a little fun fact, yes, Lucas Tobi, bees are in fact Dutch. So make with that information what you will.
Hello, Lucas Tobi. Hopefully you had a good day today, and I hope everyone else has had a good day today. I didn't ask that. I'm so sad. I forgot to ask that to everyone.
How could you?
How could I? How could I forget to ask how everyone's day was? Oh, I'm such a bad Canadian.
You should apologize immediately.
Oh, I'm so sorry, everyone.
Oh no, the Australians all seem
so
to fall
sorry.
asleep. Oh no. That's a perfect
Oh,
start.
no.
I mean, that's a way to throw. No?
You know what? Maybe it's also because, right, they want to go to sleep to watch the F1 race, you know? That way they're awake when the F1 race takes place, because it's going to start in 12 hours, I think, the race, I believe. And for me, I'm going to be asleep. It's going to be 3 in the morning when when the race takes place. I'm going to wake up and the what is it? The replays are already going to be there. I won't have a chance to look at it. So I mean, these guys, maybe they just want to go to sleep and wake up, but at the same time, it's hard, right, to have everyone join in from different countries and especially different continents, right? Because you have North America, South America, you have Australia, you also have everyone practically in the in Europe, and then you also have the world team, which I do believe is Asian. So a mix of Asian and other countries that couldn't fill up a team. So all in all, there's a lot of good stuff to be at here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
a lot of diversity.
I feel bad for the Aussies because for them it's like 5 a.m. in the
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah.
And also it's Hong Kong plus Argentina plus Russia. As for Team World. Was just
yeah.
to add to that. And yeah, it's very unfortunate for the Australians, but that's a problem with world scale events like that, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's relatively easy to sit here and have a wonderful time with you guys while it's 9 p.m. currently where I am. So of course, it's easier for me to just be there on time. But getting up at 5 a.m., especially when you're not really used to it, that's gonna be a tough time for you. But I'm certain they're gonna come soon, and then should be ready to go.
Hopefully we'll be good to go, right? That's
Definitely.
Oh man. Oh no. I can't. So I wanted to thank Zapdos for telling me how to reopen this thing, but I can't even type in chat. I can't even open chat. So
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
I don't know what I broke, but apparently I broke something. So
I mean,
I can't.
that's also good.
I can't type in chat. So I can't even do the commands. Oh, this is great. This is fantastic. This could be a great cast.
And I'm still having problems joining the server, which is not that fortunate.
Oof, that is unfortunate. At least some of the teams still aren't here yet. I see. Isn't Chriso Australian? So isn't Australia actually
Yeah,
coming
he
in?
is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he's
so-
the only one there so far, right?
No, Drafty
What?
is there as well.
Ah, true. Now I see Draft is there as well. Let's go. Okay, so at least
Yeah.
2 people there. That's good.
I'll see Jackrabbits over there, but we're still missing 3 teams, I think. Possibly? No.
No.
I'm stupid.
No, it's just
no.
the
We've
UI
got every-
that
Yeah.
has these teams.
There's 20 teams. Okay, yeah, I just needed to count that.
Okay, we're currently missing 1 Australian and 1 German is rebooting his PC, so it doesn't look too bad. So it looks like we're actually gonna start really soon, and that's the lovely stuff.
Very, very lovely stuff. All right, and you still can't join, Mr.
I'm restarting the game now. Maybe that works, but
Yeah, if
Oh,
it
I
doesn't
doubt
work
to
for
be
you, then
honest.
we could also try with me just streaming my screen. So
yeah,
That's a good idea.
I mean,
yeah.
I currently have your stream open, but
okay, yeah, but that's a little
yeah,
bit
if it
more in
works on
terms of
Discord, yeah,
like
if it works on Discord, we could
yeah,
do
we're
that.
just gonna try because sometimes it's a little bit wonky, but just so you also see
Yeah.
it at the exact same time,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
and it should be fine.
It also won't cause too much stress to the
To the server as well,
right?
true.
Yeah.
And we found an Australian sub. Let's go. That's what
There
we
you
like to
go.
see. People reacting appropriately right at the last moment, being there to save the day. Because especially with the group stages, it's important to have your full team already there. I mean, we have Fred Wolf and Magic Bicycle, of course, playing as a duo. We have a few duos here as well. But it definitely doesn't hurt to have a full squad. Because if you, for example, screw something up that you usually wouldn't screw up, you know, it's always nice to have somebody there who got you back. Because after all, it's still a team effort. So many situations like that are bound to happen.
Agreed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to spend your 600 channel points on text-to-speech to mess up Naut while he's casting.
Well,
That way
just
we-
as a disclaimer, TTS doesn't work. I am not going to refund.
Oh, okay. I thought it was still working. No.
No. It's just a way to make.
Sad.
It's just a way to just completely destroy the economy here on this channel. You know?
Oh wait, it's never worked. Okay.
No,
I
it's
see how it
always
is.
worked. It's
Okay.
always worked. But you know,
Okay, you just turned it off. Good. I thought you meant like, oh, it's just never worked. I just have it there so I can waste people's channel points.
oh no, actually no. Sadly,
Okay.
is it because of last stream? It's because of every
Test
stream I have.
Alexander.
Shit, it's on. Okay, we might have a problem. Conductor, we might have a problem. But I know where it's playing, so if all goes well, we're just gonna turn off the desktop. And it's all
No,
good.
don't turn it off.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
I think we're gonna turn it off. It's you know,
No, because then it's funnier.
I
We're
don't.
trying to be professional.
Oh, true
True.
professionals.
Wait,
Super
let
sorry,
me put on
guys.
my student tie. Yeah.
Streamer
Me in my
trying to
tracksuit
scam us
right now. Yeah,
boxing.
I'm very professional.
I'm never trying to scam. I mean, I'm always trying to scam you guys out of your money, but that's a different story. So, of course, if you enjoyed the Royal Nations Cup today, feel free to give the money to everybody that was involved in this project. So just give the money to me. It's all good, you know. I'm just gonna take
And
care of
just
it.
you. You're the one
Just me.
streaming. You rolled the teams. You did practically everything.
Exactly.
today. I did nothing except lend my voice to your ears. That's all I did.
I mean, that's all that you can ask for.
Is my voice that soothing?
Because we have a cast ahead of us, and I don't want you to leave, I'm just gonna say yes.
No, at least Flory's here with you, right? At least there's that.
The small things in life.
The small things in life. All right, are we good to go here? Or is there someone not being able to join still?
Well, it's me.
Wait, okay, I'm just gonna try to share
Yeah,
my
put it on
screen.
Discord.
And just tell me if it looks alright.
Yeah, give me a
One
second.
German still has a PC issue, unfortunate. It's all good. Hey, it's gonna be worth the wait. So,
Yeah, seems like it's decently working.
That's good. That's good.
It's
okay, so
Discord up.
just if at any point it's lagging too much or something, just tell me then. We're gonna try to do it the other way. It's all good.
Yeah.
All right.
But if he isn't here in 5 minutes or stop without him, they have two good guys still. Yeah, for sure. So we still just take a few minutes before we really get into it, and then it's all good. Because it could seem like he isn't able to join, but we'll see about that, of course.
Well, we'll see, right? Because maybe he is trying to join. Oh, okay. There is a sub for the Germans. Mav is coming in. There you go.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's perfect.
All right. So if they could join the server as soon as possible, would be great. Unless they're already in.
Honestly, that may even be an upgrade for the German team because Math in like normal Super Worlds, he's a really strong guy.
Okay.
I've played with him a few times, and I mean our team makes it to like top 3 places in Masters, but with him on the team, it's something else.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting
So-
to see if he can already shine in the group stage.
I would be surprised if he doesn't show up in the group stage because he's really solid.
Well,
Yeah, I'm
we
sure
will see.
We can
Once we
expect a
win
lot
over
from
the
him
last
for
player.
sure.
But Sombos seems like he's able to open Trackmania now, so maybe we'll not see Math.
We still
I
believe.
don't know how long Kira wants to wait.
And I don't know how many debates they're gonna send our way over here. Because let's see how many debates they send us. At the end of the day, I think he's just gonna honk his horn and just gonna go, "You got debated," you know?
Yeah, he says 3 more minutes now.
Okay, yeah. You have those for
Mav
sure.
said he's not around. So that's the wrong time to say that you're not around when the
Yeah, well,
when the
he said,
tournament is supposed to start.
well, after the qualifier, he said he was going to eat something and he wouldn't be
Okay.
there. But I don't know where that message comes from that he might sub in.
Yeah, it's from
it
chat.
comes
Chat
from-
trolling us hard
yeah.
as always. But as we mentioned before, that's nothing. I mean, of course, Kira is probably sweating a little bit. I would do as well. Given that when you have to organize everything, I mean, we're sitting here, we're going to watch the matches, we're gonna have a fun time talking about them, of course, but having to do everything in the background, I mean, that's gonna take a toll on you, especially when people aren't showing up. But that's to be expected on events on a scale like that, with so many different people from so many different countries, with so many different time zones, and everybody still with a normal life going on. So if something happens, hey, there's only so much you can do about it. But
I like how you didn't respond to what happened in chat. not the Twitch chat, but the Trackmania chat. Lucian asked if we should disqualify the Germans.
oh, I didn't pay attention to that.
And everyone said yes.
Yeah, of course they do.
I'm not surprised. But seems like Sombos is actually joining now. He's on the server.
He's in. He wrote something in the chat.
Just needs to join the Flamingo team.
And he does it. Whoa, let's go.
They
He
both joined, let's
actually
go.
joined.
That's what we like to see.
Oh man, well that means we
I
can
know,
get on going then.
Both joined now. Math and Sombos.
Let's go,
All
that's
right.
perfect.
Is it going?
Mm-hmm.
We might have a game now.
Might have a game
Royal
indeed.
Learn to Fly, the reactor up map by CMate. And white is pretty straightforward, as you can see. Green as well. But on blue we may be able to see the first blunders, because you have to be precise with your flying.
Yeah.
So far everyone's clean.
And so far
Everyone's
it looks-
one-shotted it.
Yeah.
It's really good. There's not too many mistakes. Maybe a bit of slow. Oh,
Oh.
speaking of mistakes,
We
there
saw
are
you
a
only
few of
hope
them.
resetting here. Let's also
Yeah.
check out Team USA a little bit. Let's watch
Yeah,
Doinks all day
and
a bit as well.
Red is really weird because you have to drop down, then you need to drive backwards and then forwards again. And you need to hit the timing with the reactor boost.
Yeah. And that's also what I always loved about them, the different royal maps that came especially after the first big introduction with all the updates. You have so many interesting points on the map where you're like, okay, everything is going through a breeze, but that small section on the blue part, it's something else. And that's what makes it even more interesting in my opinion. Also the way people approach the maps on a different way, and Doinks all day falling down here. So let's check on with the Dutchies with the Netherlands. Keep an eye on Intellectric. Yeah, nothing happened on Team USA there for sure. It's not like it's, oh my god, it's Caster's curse all over. Oh no, I feel really bad already. And
Oh,
here's...
easy with the scam.
Ooh.
And the
Well, he can
Dolphins.
take the safe route, but it's
Ah,
sufficiently
it looks
slower.
like he can't.
Yeah.
Okay,
Caster
I
cursed.
think at this point I should just start just having a black screen. Just to be safe.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, or you cam 7 so everyone's caster
True.
jinxed.
Then
Oh,
nobody
Wall
will finish.
misses the finish.
So the French are in the lead with 7 points right now. They
Yep.
completed the black circuit twice, and they're going to try and do it a third time. Panda's
3 times,
close in
actually.
behind. That's Poland. 3 times.
Also,
Really?
also we
Wow,
have
okay.
the Canadians, the American team, and the Portuguese team in the red zone. So it's gonna be tough for them, but
Oh, the
Canadians
snipe!
saving themselves. Let's
What a
go.
snipe.
That's what you want to happen. Good stuff, but still 2 seconds left. But they are going to stay in and keeping their position 11. Very close stuff.
And
We like
Great
that.
Britain.
That was clutch.
I think Great Britain just fell out.
Whoa, no way.
Yeah.
Team England is out already, and I thought
Oh,
they
no.
would make it far.
Oh no. Great
That's
Britain
a
fell out.
surprise.
But we
That's
have
a big
Poland
surprise.
P2, that's impressive.
Yeah, and also Team World on place 3, also a really strong contender here going into the tournament. So third place is of course a perfect start here into the tournament, and let's see if they can keep it up for the time being.
That was actually incredible to look at. They were on 13th place, and they were looking fine, but then they went through all the stacked slow-mo blocks, and they were going for the finish, and they just went into the finish after the team that superseded them, which I think is the Americans, who made it through.
Yeah.
And knocked out the British.
So this map is gonna be really interesting. It's one of the first maps that have been
Yeah.
introduced by Nadeo. And this map has some shortcuts.
Yes, it does.
And we'll see people failing on white because they're trying to get a risky strat. But
That's
probably the
also-
most interesting section is going to be blue.
Yeah,
So we'll have a look on that.
definitely. Like, I remember the map also fondly as well, because back when Royal first started, I also dabbled a little bit in it, and I really appreciate those pipe maps. But also, let's keep an eye on the Polish players here. Let's keep an on the French player, of course, Locky.
I think
part
UPK
of
will
the
go for the
French.
cut.
UPK goes for a
And-
cut,
And Locky as well. And
Oh, they
CJ
both
Locky
got
as
it.
well. Beautiful. That's what we like to see.
Kicks also with the cut. I just saw.
Yep.
That's Pog.
And the
Now all the
Germans
other
also
teams
got it.
finishing.
So only 2 teams got it on the first try. And I remember this cut because when it was first discovered, there were so many, clips about it, right? Grenady
Yeah.
Yeah.
and was it
Virtual,
Riolu at the time,
probably.
maybe? No, maybe not. Maybe
No.
I'm thinking of the wrong streamer.
No,
but,
Riolo was already banned, wasn't he?
yeah, I think
It
he was
was
already
Summer.
banned by that point. It was another German streamer. Maybe it was Turbo? No, I don't think it was Turbo. Was
I
it?
remember Trilux
Anyway.
playing it a bit.
Trilux, there you go. Yeah, it was Trilux. He tried to get the cup on this map as well, and it made for a really good clip. There you go. Thank you. I knew it was Grenadier and another German streamer. But speaking of the Germans, they're in second place, just behind the French. And
But
they're
also
in
the
a
French
big
have the
lead.
first black finish, so that's also really good here.
Yeah.
Oh, when Arxaman going for the cut onto red. This black has some wicked cuts as well, though
Yeah.
they are seldomly actually made. Because
we
they are
have-
really hard.
We have the Canadians again at the bottom with the last 3 teams. And also the Czechs. This team was Team EU, sorry. First the picks are Team EU. Also in 12th place, so not too good there. Still have a little bit of time to spare, but it's gonna get close.
Very
And-
close.
Yeah,
Can the Canadians make it? It's gonna be close.
let's
They
check
don't
with
have
the
the time, I
Canadians.
think.
They're gonna have a little bit of bonus time, but I think it's not gonna be enough unless they get another finish, but
he
they
fell.
don't get it in time. So now actually out after the second round. But we have Team World getting the first place here. Really strong performance, really nice.
Yeah, it was really nice. The EU and Slovak team, though, also falling. And the USA team coming up large. So did the world. I think the French team just going for too many cuts and all failing on black.
All in the cutting community, very unfortunate. Sometimes it works out in your favor, but sometimes when you try to go for certain cuts and then you can't do them, for example, on the second attempt, you have already lost so much time that it would have made more sense to go the regular route. But especially in a format like that, of course, it's go big or go home. So of course you're gonna attempt it again and again, and then when the stress starts in, it's really interesting to see how people also adapt to that, and especially on all the short parts here, and especially everything above the blue parts of the maps. Because then it usually gets even more interesting than it already does. As we get on to the next map, Wicked Water Slides. Gonna be interesting here as well. To see if Team World can get another position on the podium.
What team was Fred Wolf on?
Wasn't it the Nordic team?
Yeah.
So it looks like he lost connection to the server. So the
Oh,
Nordic
yeah.
team is
Playing solo.
yeah.
That's very unfortunate there.
It's only going to be Mr. Paxi.
And especially on a map like this can be really painful because if you miss one cycle here, you may be as well out.
No, it's not
Because-
the Nordics. It's not the Nordics. It's someone else. Not too sure which team though.
Yeah, but I remember that it was a duo team.
Yeah.
Okay.
True, it was already out. Yeah. There were butterflies.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
But
okay,
also
that's
let's
why.
check in with the Germans here. Just to see how they're behaving here. So far it seems like they're up pretty good. We have 2 Germans
Yeah.
potentially finishing the black part of the map.
there's no way they don't finish it.
Yeah,
Oh, wicked.
especially,
For
We
like
have-
the top teams, this is a must-have to finish every cycle.
yeah. And they also did it really well, but we still have the Team World barely ahead, just by 0.098 overall. So let's see. It doesn't really matter, but getting the first place always is just a nice little ego boost that you can just take onwards into the next parts and the next
Yeah,
maps
and
as
see,
well.
now they missed the cycle and just
Yeah.
look at how many places they're dropping.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
went
they
from
lost
first
the-
to 6.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You really can't afford to miss any cycle here. It's all about the pace and the consistency. Oh,
And
and some
sadly,
lost.
the Poles and the Hungarians and the Brazilians not exactly having the best of times on this one, especially the Brazilians being unable to finish more than one cycle on this black flag map. There you go. They finally finish it, but everyone's ahead by 1.
as we head into the closing of this map as well. We only have 5 seconds plus the bonus time, of course. And it seems like also the Dutchies bounce back really nice. Currently in 2nd place. So let's see if they can keep it up here. But the time is over. And that's a GG for the Germans and the Dutchies as well. 1st and 2nd place. Really strong showing here. But sadly, Brazilians out. Polish team out as well. And we have Team USA in 3rd position. Going strong right from the get-go. So that's also beautiful to see. Also, those favorites that we already had going into the group stage. Them just showing that they are here to win. And it's really fun to see.
By the way, I finally made it onto the server, so I can now
Oh, let's
spectate
go.
as well.
Oh, that's beautiful. It means
That
you're
is
gonna have
great.
even less delay. So, do you still need the stream or should I turn it off already?
I know you can close it now.
Okay,
Thanks.
perfect.
That's very nice of you to have done that for.
Yeah, I'm just glad that it always works out because sometimes Discord is bugging out, but
No, it was fine.
At the same time, isn't it great to see competition like this? Like we thought, yeah, the Germans would be really good, right? And they could win this, but the French are doing quite well. World is doing quite well. The USA team's doing quite well as everyone's been up there for at least one round. So it's not just German dominance as we've so often seen when it comes to Trackmania. It's just not the case right now. There's no team really dominating at the moment.
yeah,
Kinda sad there's no one going for the green cut. It doesn't save much, but this map is also one of the racier maps, so I would have expected at least one team to go for a cut and maybe save some temps. Because they may as well be the decider in the end. As we see all the teams finishing blue in a sort of
The
fast
Nordics
manner,
failed.
but B's actually failed.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a
no.
heartbreaker on this map.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of them to really bounce back and not get eliminated here, as we have, again, 3 teams that are going to be out after this round. So, of course, you want to try to show your best, but Team World, as for the past few rounds, just really strong here. Let's just check out Calv Awesome a bit. Just really strong performance all throughout. Always one of the leaders of the field. As he's heading on to the finish. And we already
Sadly,
have
Milano
the
is
first
not
finishes.
playing. Because otherwise we would maybe see the black cut. It's a really wicked cut where you bounce off of the pool railings. Saves around 10 seconds. But it's really random. But
Oh, the Germans!
yeah.
The Germans, they failed a
Oh.
turn. They're down in last. They're
Oh, they're
behind
down
the Dutch.
in last. Oh no. Oh no, that's
How did
okay.
they do that?
Oh no! I was looking at the Dutch. They were starting to mount a comeback over here, the Dutch. And the Germans are stuck behind the Dutch. And the Swedish and Nordic team right now, right? They're also down there. They're trying to catch up to the Aussies.
Yeah.
And at this point in time, that's really the fight here with 30 seconds left. Let's see if one of these two teams can really come through here, because right now the Polar Bears, the Nordic team is behind by not too much. Okay, for sure now the Dutch are out though. They missed one rotation. They're now behind the Germans once again, but the Germans, no chance for them to get back into this. They're out. They're
And the
eliminated.
Bees know they're out. And the Germans actually eliminated as well. Position 6. Didn't really expect that one, if I'm gonna be honest. But that just shows, as we mentioned before, on a map like that, if you just miss one cycle, you're done. You're definitely done,
Yeah.
and you just have to wait for the next maps.
That's crazy. That's so crazy. So now you have France, you have the USA, you have World, and you have one more team left. And for some reason, it's escaped my mind. I've just, it's the Aussies. There you go. The Aussies are still with them as well. So we still have 3 continents left playing here in the Final 4. Or if I recall, only 2 teams get eliminated.
Yes, should be right. But we are going to see soon, as we are just loading a bit.
Oh no, 3 teams get eliminated and 1 team is the winner. Okay.
True, this
Okay.
is the final round. Yeah, we are down to 4 players. Sometimes my brain just like, oh no, I forgot.
I forgot.
Sometimes it just do be like that. Still a beginner, guys. Super sorry. As we get into it. Now it's going to be interesting if Team World can hang on to their strong performances and get the first place. Or if they have to make place for the other teams. But so far, slightly ahead. Let's watch Neve a little bit. Somebody who is also very strong. Of course, Calv awesome as well. And yeah, Cable, he forgot.
I love this map. The thought of this map is just wall riding, right? Using the bugginess of the dirt wall to just climb up it. There's the same bug on the ice as well, except that it's slightly harder to pull off. On dirt, I think it's the easiest to pull off, but it's also still hard. You
see UP Kai just getting a small clip on the transition here to the final wall on red, and it's just over. And now he has to restart it again. And that's just going to hurt in the long term. I mean, he has people like Loki as well, who's really strong.
Because
who's going to finish now. Yeah.
They're 18
Because as far as I'm concerned, people are consistent on this black, so I expect all teams to not fail the black cycle, so it's looking tough for the French team. As we can see, all three teams finishing, and they still have halfway to go, the black section.
Loki trying to save, but he couldn't make the jump yet. That's gonna be restart for him.
Upai was up
Yeah,
at the
but
finish
Wall
too.
got it, Wall got it.
Wall got it, okay. Upai was right there at the, UP, sorry, was up there as well. And, yeah, he was not screaming UP. He was not happy about failing right there. And now they're behind by a whole cycle behind the Americans. They are struggling on this map compared. And, well, it seems like right now, with 30 seconds left, it's the Americans to lose. They're in front, and they're in front by half a second. Yeah.
This is going down to the wire.
Yeah, and
It's all about
especially
this
since we
transition right here.
Yeah, definitely. But we see, as always, Kev Awesome just really strong here. And also, he's going to just make sure it's going to happen that Team World is going to take the win here in the group stage match.
It's important. Whoever gets first, and it's going to be Knife. He takes first. This might be it.
Wait, only 5 seconds left.
It is. It's over.
What a snipe by Knife!
A 1 second difference.
Naive with the snipe. And that's Team World coming out on top.
That's
GG's
awesome.
to Team World. Really close snipe here. 1 second difference to the Americans. So, wonderful start for them. Really, really a big confidence booster. And hey, we take those. So, GG's to Team World, Kev Awesome, BoPro, and Naive. Really solid, really strong performance heading into the first match here. So, let's see what they have in store for us come the next matches.
Oh. Alright, so that was the first match of many. How many are we gonna have today? Do you know? Or does anyone have an idea of how many matches we're gonna have today? Of
Many.
Quite a bit.
That's all
We're
I
gonna
know.
have quite a bit, especially with the knockout stage then. Because with the knockout stage, also we are going to play 1 versus 1. So that's gonna be also interesting. We're gonna have many matches there. And many interesting ones to that. Because it really also depends on your placements in the group stage. I mean, the group stage is 4 matches overall. And then depending on your placements and overall points, you're gonna get placed into the knockouts. And you're gonna also, of course, if you're first place, you're gonna have the lower placed teams. And that's also, as with usual with the knockout stages, it's just gonna give you a big advantage. So let's see. After this first match, we have Team World. Really, really important to get the first win going into the next matches, because you can never know what really happens. But if they just keep at it like that for most of the time, then they're not gonna win all 4 matches. But they're gonna be pretty much up there in the top half for sure. So let's see if they can keep that up. As the players are joining one by one, we just have to wait a little bit, and then we are ready to go.
Yeah, a few players accidentally pressing quit at the end of the match, which pops up. and that's not what you like to see, right? And of course, it's accidental, but they need to join back in. It's gonna take a little bit, but of course, that just allows everyone here to go grab some water, right? Stay hydrated, very, very important. And we will wait. I think everyone is in now. Or are we missing one player? I think we might be missing one. Fred Wolf is back in with Magic Bicycle. So that is good. At least he came back. At least he crashed while he was out, right? While his
Yeah,
team
that's
was
always
out.
what you hope for. Like you never want to crash, but if there's a crash going to happen, then hey, let it be after you finish playing. Then it's all good. And we are about to start getting onto Summer Tube, Map Benedeo, and we head into match number 2. He didn't crash, he just changed club tag. Ah, okay.
Okay.
Also makes sense.
Okay, makes sense. I see.
It's
You know,
actually ice.
People
I
going
mean, it's
risky
ice.
on white.
Ooh.
Oh, I saw some. Who was that on the pig team? I'm not too sure who that was who went for it, but it was I think it was the Czech. So Krilashek who went for the skip, and he just barely missed it. That was fun. Just watching the car fly in the air.
Hey, we love seeing it. We love seeing some wicked cuts, especially when they work out. It's just because they will determine so many outcomes here in a match like that. Because everybody's still relatively close to each other. Like if you see in the first 13 places, we have a difference of 4 seconds throughout the field, and that's not that much.
Right. This cut here should help a few teams that are at the bottom, and it has helped a few of them jumpstart from the bottom to the top. But now it's going to be tough for the Canadians, for the Dutch, and for I do believe this is Iceland, the Iceland team to get it together here and win, especially the Iceland team, because they just finished the blue. So everyone else already on black except for the Aussies. The Aussies have fallen down, and the Slovaks are also behind the Canadians.
And also,
So
the
we're switching
Canadians
all over the
again
place.
really close on the brink of getting not even through the first round. But let's see, we have 50 seconds left. Let's see if they can make it happen, as they did in the first match as well. Just trying to hold on to at least 1 or 2 more rounds, because those points are going to be important. Brazil is on a run.
He could snipe them, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's
And he's
true.
going for the cut. Oh, yeah, he made it. And that will snipe them into 9th place. So the Aussies seem to be safe.
And we have Radio flying off, very unfortunate. But Wickers is going to finish, going there in safety, finishing a cycle. So that's going to put them back in 10th.
Poloter is on a run. He could maybe snipe the Slovakians into the finals, and he does.
And the Canadians get in as well. Oh, just at the same
And
time.
it's-
So the British, it's the British that are out again.
Oh no!
British, the Portuguese, and the Icelandic team are out.
One of the favorites out again.
That's what
Very
you don't want
early.
to see. Very unfortunate here. But of
Oh,
course, they
wow.
still have 2 more matches. It just stings a little bit to have that happen, especially in the first 2 matches, because that means you have to stand up and really show up in the next 2 matches. And that's just gonna put a lot of stress already onto them. So let's see how they will handle it all together.
Right,
I
because
mean,
now
for
they're in
them it's
trouble.
tough
Yeah.
because
Especially
they
in
are in
their
a group with
Yeah.
exactly. In a group with Australia, Germany, and EU. And Germany and Australia seem to be really solid. It's gonna be tough for them to advance now. They need some stellar performances now and hope that either of the teams has some difficulties in the following matchups.
Oh, what is this map?
Mount
This is
Everest,
Mount
Looks so
Everest.
scary.
that's gonna be fun to watch.
This looks so scary.
Yeah, this is, as of right now, the most liked plastic map.
Okay.
And it's actually a gimmick of the old Nadeo map they built.
With the
Okay.
towers,
Finished
right?
by Clover. He's actually playing for Team Netherlands right now. And yeah, it's a recent map that got added to the pool, and it's a really cool plastic map if you like plastic,
Yeah.
as some of the viewers know that I don't, but gotta admit it's a good plastic map. And it has some nice challenges, black being a very long section where you need to have some precision and some wicked turnarounds. So yeah, I'm excited to see how the teams will manage black.
I'm curious. Would you rather longer black sections or would you rather shorter ones? Because once you finished black once, right, you want to try and finish it a second and a third time, right? So is it better to
Yeah.
have shorter blocks or longer blocks? What's your opinion on that?
I think it always depends on like where the difficulty is set. If you have like a short but difficult section, that can be interesting. Here I would say it's more like you have a long section, it's not that hard, but you need to be precise with everything you do, and you have some jumps. So it really depends on like the map.
Let's go
The
Canada.
thing with short sections is usually that they are just plain respawn abusing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the bug where if your teammate finishes and you press retire early enough, you actually get a head start of them.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, and on short maps, short sections, this is usually the case because they tend to be easier. But yeah, on this one you don't have such problems, so it's all about, you know, the skill the team has to offer.
Speaking of skill, the teams have to offer. Germany struggling a bit there on the Black Series. We saw a fellow German here wiping out right at the end of the first Black cycle. So, of course, that stings a bit. That's gonna throw them back a little bit if they aren't careful enough going forward. But it seems like the Canadians, at least right now, are in a little bit more comfortable position, especially if you look at the gap between the Giraffes and the Macaw Parrots here, between the Brazilians and the Hungarians. It's 12 seconds, and that's quite a bit, especially as we only have 2 more seconds, and then the bonus time, and then it's all over.
Yeah, it's over.
And that's the
The,
Australian team out.
Yeah, Australia and Slovakia,
And
as
the
well as
Czechs.
the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Not the Czechs. The I do believe it's the EU team.
Europeans.
The
Yeah,
European
EU.
team, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So that's good for Team England because 2 of their group rivals are out now.
Yeah,
So they still have a chance to get back in.
Woo! What
That's
a
what-
round there.
yeah, that's
And
what we
it,
like
it
to
was
see.
really a struggle to finish Mount Everest right there. I saw a lot of teams just struggling, and I mean Australia was one of them. They were trying to climb, and well, they kept on falling down. And once there were 20 seconds left, they all just jumped in the water and accepted defeat. Just as the Brazilians finished in the last possible position, the last safe position, I should say. As we head on to this next map, this third map. What can you tell us about it? This one is brand new to us.
Well, this is Interpolation Forever, so this is a reactor down map where you drive actually upwards and sideways in walls. And it's also one of the rather easier maps in the pool, but it's nonetheless exciting to see because especially on red you need to be really precise. And we'll probably see 1 or 2 teams failing there. But yeah, in general this is more of a racy map where you really try to extract every 10th that you can gain.
Mm-hmm.
As we can already see on the blue section. All teams within 5 seconds, the top 7 being within 1.5. So this is really going down to the wire. As you can see, the teams trying to get across this platforming in the middle of the red section where you need to be precise and fast, otherwise you can't make it upwards.
Yeah.
As you see some teams
the French have
struggling
failed it.
with it.
The French have failed the red cycle. They're
Oh no.
Yep, and
Really
the
gonna struggle.
Netherlands, the Dutch as well.
Yeah. In Canada. Also, again, in a spot where you really don't want to be in. The first person, the first team to get eliminated here. They have a 7-second gap at the current moment to the next team here. And let's see if they can close it in again. Because they like to make it quite close. But so far, of course, we see Team USA and Team Germany looking strong as ever on the black section here. No, it's also
Yeah, the German qualifier. This was one of the maps that was like the most competitive one. Where everyone was really close together, and it was really about not failing any cycles and pushing your luck on the pipes.
Yeah, I believe that.
I also believe this was the map that Kira was talking about that had really weird camera angles
Yeah.
because of the new update. And
No,
honestly,
it's not because of the update. It's
it
because
not?
you're driving upwards. You're
Yeah.
driving
okay.
Usually when
walls
you drive
upwards, and in
on the
Cam
walls
1
for
this-
long amounts of time on in spectator mode, you usually just see the car and the wall. So we didn't really see anything in the first 2 sections, but now with a little bit of a trick and help from Kira, now we can of course see also how they are doing. But it seems like Team Canada is finally out. They didn't manage to close it in. So they are out, as well as
French
the
team as
French
well.
team.
Oh,
Interesting.
that's
Okay.
good news. That's good news for the Germans as well for the Brits.
I guess, yeah, the Brits are going to be happy because at least now Australia's been out for 2 rounds, right? So at least they're happy. EU is out as well. So England, the Great Britain team didn't lose too much, right? But they're going to lose a lot to Germany here in the group. And for Canada, yeah, they came in last year, but in their own group as well as France, and they're really happy that France is out because at least they can keep up with them.
Yeah, because France also had in the first match a really strong performance. So something like that really brings you down a bit, but also helps the other teams to try and just reach the same amount of points. And I think that's what we're going to see here going forward. So let's see. Oh, wait, we have a few issues here.
Oh,
And it's back. We are good. Let's go.
nice.
As we head onto the next map, let's also check a little bit the Polish players here currently in 5th position, because for them it's also either make it or break it, given that they are with Slovakia, Canada and France in a group. So with Canada and France out of the way, they really have to push as much as possible, get as many points as possible back, so they can get into the 3rd match with a really good feeling and a really strong start here in the 2nd match. Because that's what you always hope for, just trying to get them points, even if you have a bad match. Just bounce back, try to finish in the top half, and usually you are good to go. Of course, depending on your teams.
The Poles, they had a little bit of an issue finishing in that one.
Yeah.
They're in last now. At least they're in the red zone, but at this point they're behind by 3 seconds, and that might grow as time continues on.
By the way, I just wanted to say that this ice map is actually the most liked ice map of all time. At least in Royal. So, yeah, it was made by Maverick, who nearly had the chance to play his own map in the final. And yeah, it's a really cool map. You have a wicked turnaround here on black.
I see it. And it looks pretty wicked as... Oh, the Nordics! They will fail the first cycle on black.
Oh, and
And,
that's a rip.
Yeah,
And that's
I
the
think
Norwegian
they have no
Swedish
chance
team. Yeah, that's gonna be rough. They're behind by like 20 seconds now, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, Mr.
Oh, they
Toxic
failed it
failing
twice!
again.
oh no.
yeah, there's
That's
no
over
chance.
for them.
But also
Because-
Team Poland tries to hold on. They are too far away, but it's just in the first 6 positions. It's just way too close for them to really bounce
Yeah.
back, unless 2 of those teams just royally screw up. But I don't think that's gonna happen here. The punt actually
Royally
wasn't.
screw up?
It was actually not intended, but hey, we'll take it. Yeah, first 3 are within 1 second, and overall the first 4 are
Think they can
within
do one
3
more
seconds.
cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the teams have a chance at one more cycle, I think.
But it seems like Team USA is out. Oh no, they
they
didn't
might have
survive.
chance.
Yeah, they don't have.
They don't have enough
no, they
time.
don't.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
no.
needed 3 more seconds.
They
Very
could have
unfortunate.
sniped.
Oh, they just needed 3 more seconds. They would have been in.
Heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking for them. They would have been in. If
They
it
would
was
have been
for a
in.
bit more bonus time.
Yeah. But that's good for the Brazilian squad of all, because they did not do that well in match number 1. Now in match number 2, they're in top 4.
By the way, what Kira told me to clarify the point system. It's not
Yes.
about what position you get, but it's more like about what position in your group you get. So for example, now it would be England with 1 point. Then I think it was Australia with 2 points. The French with... No, not the French. Who's in group 1 again? I forgot.
England,
So,
Australia,
Germany-
Germany, and EU.
Yeah.
IAU, so it would be England 1 point, Australia 2 points, EU 3 points, and Germany 4 points. So that's the measurement for the group stages, and not like what position you actually get, like P16 or something.
Yeah, but it also makes sense overall because you just have to compare yourself in the other groups.
Yeah.
But of course, if you, for example, if you are England, especially with the first 2 matches now, if you can get into the second to last round on the 3rd match, and you have maybe Germany bouncing up beforehand, that already is going to help you quite a bit.
Exactly. So yeah, exciting to see how the Brits will bounce back.
Yeah,
I hope they will, because otherwise it's an early exit for them.
I'm sure they will. They just make it a little bit more interesting for us, giving us the content that we all need. And sometimes you got to think about the viewers, and that's what I think Team England is doing here.
Throwing for content?
Exactly. I mean, I know my fair share about that. But also we see currently Germany close, but at the moment in the first position. So let's see if they can close it out yet again. Sombot having a really good cycle so far, it seems like.
Can he keep it together, though? He's on edge.
Oh, no.
And
he's
he'll
actually
fall off.
falling. It's the caster's curse all over again. Oh, no.
Expelled as well.
Oh, wow. And so Germany will fail the first rotation, and so will the Hungarians. So right now, World is in first place, and Brazil is
in
there
second, yeah.
right behind by a second.
But you know, the thing is, it doesn't matter, because they are the only one of their groups in the top 4.
True, they are
Right.
already, yeah.
So
it's
it
for
doesn't
bragging
matter,
rights.
really.
Right?
Yeah.
It's for the bragging, right?
Definitely.
It's
That
for
makes
the
it a bit
ego.
more anticlimactic.
Yeah, but it's still, it doesn't hurt for the lovely banter going onwards in the tournament, being like, well, we won 1 or 2 of the group stage matches, so what do you want to talk about, right? I mean, it helps us just to
Exactly.
keep the banter alive, and that's what we're also here for, as it was with the Racing Rumble a few weeks beforehand. The teams didn't really win anything but bragging rights, but sometimes that's exactly what you need. As we see Kelv just struggling here right at the end, but it seems like it's no problem. With 5 seconds left on the clock, we see Bopro with another finish of the Black Loop, just keeping it safe, giving them here the win in match number 2. Besting Brazil, Germany, and the Hungarians. So really well made. GG to all the teams. Really nice.
And that's really good for the Germans too, right? They come back after an early exit in match number 1, and so as long as no one, oh my God, Krylishek, press quit. So did World. People are pressing the quit button.
It's on purpose
Quitters.
because then we have to wait for the 3rd match, and so at least one of your teammates can get to the toilet. No, it's just those are the tactics. You just get yourself a little bit of a break. And we didn't see anything kind of awesome. Nothing happened.
No, you didn't miss a thing. No.
No.
No. You did not miss anything.
And Bopro is really strong, yeah. I mean, it's always like that, but it's really hard, especially in the group stage matches, to keep track of every player, of course. But credit where credit is due. Bopro really strong here for Team World. I mean, the Team World overall. And also in Team USA, we have somebody like Raptor TV who's just really strong. Apart from a few mistakes here and there, also really nice performance throughout the first 2 matches. So they are probably going to keep it up for the next 2 matches. And hey, I'm all there for it.
So this map, it looks very, very curious. It looks like a Picasso painting. What can you tell me about it?
Yeah, so it is called Surreal Something, and it is a map where you have plastic and tarmac. And as you can see, it's not all properly aligned. We have some angled platforms, and that's basically the theme of the map. As we can see, for example, on blue or red.
Yeah, it's very
I
all
think
over the place.
the map is pretty self-explanatory once you actually see it. It's a bit chaotic if you view it from above, but yeah, you'll get a hang of the map pretty
Yeah.
soon.
That's also another thing that I love about Royal. Also maps like that are just at first seem really confusing and overwhelming, but the more you play them, the more they are actually a lot of fun. So it's fitting to have a map like that as the third match here in the group stage. Heading into it, we see Pro with the finish, everybody finishing, of course, the first run. Almost everybody being within 1 second of each other, as it is
Here on
expected. But
green,
we see
there's the wicked
Pro
bug slide at the end.
Wicked bug slide? Where? Oh, I see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at
There
the
you
end of
go.
green. That's
I
a
need to stop
nice
Beautiful.
hitting
way
my mic.
to. It's a nice way to save a few times.
Yeah. And it really
And
helps
here
to
on
just
blue.
keep pushing the time, especially at the first 3 parts, because on red and black it's not gonna get particularly easier, especially when you want to get as many cycles as possible.
Speaking of cycles, it's already starting off really, really poorly here for Team EU, who are behind by 11 seconds. They failed the green
Oh no.
rotation, so they are really far behind. If Black gives someone trouble, they could be back into
Yeah.
this match.
This is one of the black sections where I would say you don't need to be perfect in order to make it. But maybe we will all be caught by surprise. But I wouldn't count Team EU out yet, as we see the Slovakian team making a blunder.
Yeah,
all
they
messing up
missed
the
the
red
rotation. They missed the rotation on
cycle.
red. Oh, that's not good. That's
And
not
now
good at all.
Axawin, my teammate, is actually on a run on black. Will he make the jump? Yes, he will, barely. He is on a run and he could snipe them.
And
Yes,
we
he
also
does.
see currently Team Canada again barely holding on to it, getting from being almost eliminated back to position 11. Let's see if they can keep it up. It's just interesting to see how they are fighting for the low positions, but they always manage to keep them for at least 1 or 2 more rounds. So it definitely is worth it. And it's also nice for us to see a little bit of a close matchup here, especially in the bottom half.
I think we have our bottom 3 already. The
Yeah, it seems like that.
Hungarians. Oh, the Hungarians. After
and
their
the
top 4
Hungarian-
finished. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really surprising to see the Hungarians going out that early.
Yeah.
Because especially Scalena and C-Mate are really good players. C-Mate actually built the map Royal Learn to Fly, which we already saw in this competition.
Yeah.
So yeah, quite a surprise to see them going out that early in the third matchup.
Yeah, that definitely hurts a little bit. But we still have 1 more match in the group stage left, so not all hope is lost. But of course it stings after such a strong performance to get out first. But sometimes it really depends on the map. It really depends on how you're feeling on this particular day on a certain map. And of course, we can never forget, it's easy for us to sit here and talk about the match, have a fun time. But the pressure is definitely there for the teams playing right now. Because
Agreed, there's plenty of pressure to be had for these players. A lot of these players
definitely.
will have a really, really hard time to bring it all together, of course, because now they're in competition mode, right? There is some money on the line, so there's a bit to play for here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially with such a stacked lobby, you know, everyone getting like almost all the cycles, and not only consistency being required, but also pace. That's always when the nerves start to settle in and sometimes take over. But so far, a few teams have been dealing with that pretty well. As we see some boss going for the risky strat on Wyatt, but it doesn't really gain him any time.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, I mean, honestly, we see plenty of good strats here off the start. And I like how most teams are really, really close together. It just shows that everyone's practiced and that they're ready to go. Though, you could see that everyone's just human, right? There are some mistakes that can be done. And once again, it's the EU team finding themselves in last. Panda, which is the Polish team, finding themselves in second to last. And the Canadians down a little bit as well. But they've not missed a rotation like the other two. And so they are still in the fight for top 10. But at the moment, they find themselves on the cutoff point.
Yeah, but then especially here, it's really important to keep at least in front of the Pandas because Canada and Poland are in the same group. So, of course, if you're going to go out, you want to go out after the first team at least. So you get a little bit more points. So let's see about that. And also let's check out the Brazilians again. Wickers, somebody in chat is said that he's is one of the best players from his area, from Sao Paulo, I believe it was. Maybe
That's
I'm also...
heartbreak.
That's I'm really clueless right now. Also a player to keep an eye out for, having some really nice moments all throughout the matches so far. And so far the Brazilians in first
really
place.
For the
Yeah.
U team, they are with 4 cycles so far, while the top 10 all have 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see a world where they will advance.
And it seems like it's over for Canada as well. That's very unfortunate. But Poland seems to live to see another day, as we still have 30 seconds. But they have one more cycle than the team below them in position 11, than Team EU. So this will help them and probably get a few very important points here in the third match.
And does that mean that the Portuguese then are out? Seems like it. Yeah, they are out. Team EU is out as well as the Canadians, as well as the Portuguese. They will get the 6th cycle both, but neither of them will make it through. And so, we have our top 10.
Quite surprising to see the Canadians not being able to cope with the ice.
Yeah, they're just not cool enough under the pressure.
Seems like. Sorry, I had to make that one.
Of course. No, I understand. I mean, most Canadians actually do like playing on ice, which is absolutely crazy to think about, right? You think there's a stereotype with Canadians on ice just because of ice hockey and because it's always snowing outside, right? Hell, it was snowing outside not too long ago, even though we're nearly in the middle of April. But listen, it's just in our culture, in our veins, man. We could take ice baths whenever we want.
I mean, that's the good stuff. Speaking of the good stuff, also, I'm glad that the Canadian Trackmania community in the Canada campaign they created didn't put in as much ice as I feared at the starting point. So it was actually fun to play the maps. So that was good. I was expecting way more ice. But we see Sombot. Ooh, that's gonna cost him a bit. Sombot's wiping out here on the white part. Okay. But we see the Brazilians.
It is still a team
really
effort.
strong. Yeah, of course it's a team effort, but that if you start like that, it also doesn't really help with you keeping your cool, because then it's like, oh, I missed the easiest part. Oh no, it's gonna cost me so much time to keep up. Stuff like that, it really can get you in a competition like that. So you always try to avoid that as much as possible. And the Brazilians getting down a few places here, but still within reach of getting onto the next stage. So let's see about that. We also have the Dutchies in a really strong position here in top 3 already.
Yeah, and it's off the back of Intellectric because he was the only one to live through that attempt. If he failed it, they would be behind a whole cycle right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of behind a cycle, there's 4 teams behind by 1 cycle now. And so they're going to really fight for that last position here. The Nords, the Poles, the Brazilians, and the Australians, they're all starting on black here. Behind by a lot. Let's see if they can catch up to the top teams.
Yeah, that's something that you really don't want to
getting an
have.
absolute soup,
Wait, who?
which Wickardson got an incredible soup, which actually cost him the black finish.
Oh no.
But he and Raptor are on the slow cycle now. It's going to be tough. Two teams yet to finish the second cycle. Mr. Paxi getting it now. The Polish team as well. That
Wait, the
doesn't look good
British!
for the Brits. Yeah,
The Brits again.
they seem to be eliminated once again. Riverine is now on a run. Will try to get the 6 point, and then they need an incredible black section. 20 seconds. It's going to be tough for them.
Yeah.
The
Riverine
Poles are
not even
in.
driving anymore. We're
And let's
always
see.
trying to get it.
Whoever gets this next cycle in, whether it's the Australians or the Nords, who is it going to be to get the 7th one here in the last 5 seconds? And it is the Australians.
Ooh.
Grizzle with the snipe. And that's pretty
That's
much
it.
done for the Brits. I don't
Yeah.
see a world in which they advance from their group now.
The Brazilians also fall, which is really, really big for everyone else in their group as well. Don't forget, Brazil is with Portugal, the USA, and the Iceland team. And so right now, with Portugal out, they had a really good chance, Brazil. But now the USA are really going to run away with this if they stay alive for long enough. Don't forget, Group 4 also having Norway, Sweden, Netherlands, the world team, and Hungary. And I mean, the world team at this point is really fighting with Hungary and the Netherlands for that top spot. And with the Netherlands now being out and Hungary, they're struggling just a little bit. Really, the world team has been the one to take the advancement so far in that group. All right, well, we're going to get into it. We are into the white section, ladies and gentlemen, and already into, the green section as the world team. We just talked about them, and I guess I caster cursed them like 20 seconds early because they failed the white section.
Oh, they're really
I'm not too
struggling.
sure how.
I mean,
Well,
they're
not
already
struggling.
7 seconds behind. It's not impossible to get back to that, especially for Team World. But that's something that's going to be really, really stressful going into the next few sections. And that's what you really don't want to happen. But it's good for the Frenchies, who are currently sitting in second place very comfortably here. Only 0.3 behind the first place. So, hey, they definitely take that.
All right, well, let's see it now because they're in top 7 and getting top 6 is so important. No one else is important to get this 360 on the ice part just before flying up. And right now, let's see if this world team can make a comeback here. Let's see if they don't make clowns out of themselves. Being behind by so much, they need to finish. And they are actually ahead of the Aussies. And the Poles also in elimination territory. And if this keeps up, the Netherlands team, the Dutch team, the French team, the Americans, as well as the Germans will find themselves in the finals. However, we will see what happens here as, there you go, Poland makes it through. They're just behind now, the Dutch team. And on the side of World, they find themselves just a couple of seconds behind both. And so if they can make a comeback here, there only is 40 seconds left, but they are behind by 4.
Yeah, and I mean also Team World, they got back at least a little bit of time, but now it seems like they are going to be stuck at the 6th place, as Poland is not stopping anytime soon and not giving Team World any room to breathe and get at least into position 5 and work the way up from there. And we also have a 2-second difference from Team Poland to the Dutchies. So it's gonna be hard to really close that gap in, and it's gonna be especially hard for Team World, as we are only at a few seconds left. Yeah, it's pretty much done. Let's still check out the Polish, but they're all starting right now. We also see
it's done.
We see them. It's done. So Germans again at first place. And we have the Australians, Team World, and Team Poland out. position 7, 6, and 5 respectively, as we head into the final round of match number 3. And we have the Germans in first place, Team USA in second place, and Team France in third place, as is expected to some extent. But getting Team World not into the finals, that is actually a little bit of a surprise. But it just shows on every map anything can happen. But they
One
still
mistake
have one
can
more match.
really cost you, and
Yeah.
they failed on white, right? They failed at the start. That was 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. You know, we can make a comeback here. They were behind by 7 seconds. They
Yeah.
stayed behind by 7 seconds. Yeah, everyone was very consistent on that map. As we head back here to Everest, can we climb it, ladies and gentlemen? And who will be the best climbers as we are on the final map for this third match?
And we see Loki cutting a little bit, and it's working out good so far, being in second position, just right behind the Germans. And so far it looks like the Germans are going to
Wall
keep
standing it, but he unfortunately didn't make it.
Yeah.
Wall, you need to know, is probably the best plastic player we have right now. If you see his world records, you know what I mean. He's absolutely sending it, and
Yeah.
as we can see, he also has the duty of his team. So let's see if Wall can actually turn the favor into their hands, because they sure need it.
Yeah.
As we see a small cut here on the red section. Wall is absolutely flying on, but he messed it up.
Nothing happened here, but Loki finishing the red section for them, which puts Team France into first place, and it just shows it's a team effort. Everybody trying to get the best time possible, but it's always nice that you can be dependent on your teammates if you fail something that you usually wouldn't really fail, especially in competitions like that. Things like that always happen. Like, you can try to avoid it only so much before you just slip off, and then you have to restart. So Team
Wall
France,
with the wiggling.
it seems like they are going to hold on to the first place. That's really nice.
Yeah, but the German team right behind them, 2
Yeah.
seconds.
But they lost a little bit as well. Like, they were behind only half a second. Or I think that was Team France half a second behind. But now the Team France just turning it up to 11. And it seems like they want to try and keep their first position here.
The Dutch
Yeah,
know they can't
that's-
win because they failed the rotation as well.
That's just the Wall power here. Finishing another black cycle. Finishing the map in like top 5.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Pace.
3.5 seconds ahead at this point.
Oh, but we're all actually falling off. So France here could be in trouble if there's enough time to climb Mount Everest again here for the Germans. But I don't think there is enough time.
No,
There isn't.
we only have a few more seconds. It's too late. We have 4 more seconds, and that's it. Team France getting first place. Of course, they are the last survivor of their group, so it's actually the maximum points for them, for sure. But, hey, we're gonna take those. If we're gonna dominate, we're gonna dominate properly. And yeah, France already won the group, of course. But it's still nice to get a win, especially in the playoff. Sorry, my brain is somewhere else. In the group stages, because even though they had the maximum possible points here in match number 3, it really doesn't hurt to get the full victory into the final map, into the final match that we're going to have in the group stage. And it's going to decide quite a few places for sure. So
I
let's
think
see about
France
that.
has already won their group. Is that correct? That could possibly be
That
correct.
was in regards to the match overall. But I
Well,
don't
no,
know in
'cause
terms of
in
group stages
their
if they
group is-
already won. But they should have quite a few points, to say the least.
Right, because they in their group is Canada and Slovakia, right? 2 teams that have struggled to get into top 10 even, and then
Yeah.
the Polish team who not necessarily struggled, but I think they found themselves down the order quite a few times, sadly,
Yeah.
compared to France. And France, I think they got into top 4 each and every time.
Yeah. So they already have, basically 3 group wins. So of course they have a really good position in the seeding for the brackets in the knockout stage. But right now we are just waiting a little bit. But most of the teams should be here. We're waiting maybe on 1 or 2 more. And then we are ready to get into the final match of the group stage already. And then we are getting down to the nitty and gritty with the knockout stages. And it's a one-on-one, so one team versus another. And it's going to be really interesting to see how the teams will also handle that pressure, because you can only screw up so much. Like it showed in the group stages here already, you can only screw up so much, but especially when you're against one other team alone. So you're constantly playing finals, essentially. Keeping it cool then, and also being able to bounce back from mistakes, that's gonna be tough for sure. But first of all, we're gonna have group stage match number 4. And let's see if the Frenchies can do it again, or if Team World is going to bounce back and start sort of a redemption arc here on match number 4.
I don't think this is a place where the French raise a white flag, you know? Yeah, in history, the French have raised a lot of white flags, but I don't think it's going to be in Royale today.
Always
Not
against the
gonna
Frenchies.
Hey, okay, I'm making fun of myself over here, you know?
Fake Frenchies. Canadians are always fake
Hey,
Frenchies.
I'm not a fake Frenchie, okay? You know, my ancestry is actually so French.
Well, then actually pardon my French. But speaking of Canada, already back again in position 14. We have 1.5 minutes. It's all good. But already down there, even though it's close, that definitely stings. Because you don't want to be the first in the group to get out. But let's see.
I know it. You love to make fun of how my countrymen are doing, but you know what? It's fine.
Never.
It's totally not fine. It's totally not fine. They're
It's not
behind
fine.
by.
And
30
I'm
seconds.
actually rooting for them a little bit, especially because they make it so close in the lower half. Especially in the first 1 or 2 rounds. So it always stings a little bit, because you know they would be capable of advancing through, but it just wasn't meant to be. It's always really close, especially now as they are already 1 point behind, as well as Team Hungary and Team Portugal. So it's gonna be tough for them. But we have the Germans comfortably, half a second lead, first place. Life is good for them. So let's see if they can keep at it.
And that's it, isn't it already?
One team is failing the black cycle, so the Hungarian team may have an opportunity, but Mr. Paxi is finishing it for
Yeah,
the
that's
Nordic
it.
team, and I feel like this is a GG.
And
we have one more cycle.
We see
Nothing's
from Team
done yet.
EU only 2 people playing. Pretty check, just taking a chill pill, relaxing. I mean, I appreciate that. But then there are also potentially many different strategies, because on some maps maybe it's like, okay, I know I cannot really finish the black part, I'm just gonna relax.
The Hungarians snipe! They snipe EU!
They sniped
EU's
you,
out.
they are in! Oh!
Oh, EU is out! Oh, what a snipe at the end there. You said it. You said it very, very well over there, Flory. You said that there was one more cycle. And I didn't think that there'd be enough time, but the Hungarians doing it. They brought it back. Well done. And EU failing their cycle. You just talked about them. You just said, oh, they've been doing so good, and you caster cursed them into defeat.
Nothing happened.
It's always the caster curse, but yeah, after a while you sort of know how many cycles on what map are to expected and whether you have enough time for another cycle or not. But yeah, it's all about the consistency and all of your teammates showing up. And now SummerTube again. I'm curious to see who will go for cuts and who not.
Yeah.
Some are going for the white cut. Wall actually getting it, but he got stuck on the black fin. That's unfortunate.
It's fun that you can finish in every finish in this map, I do believe, right? All the finishes are good. Oh no, it's only
No, you
one.
can only-
Oh, okay. Oh, you can
Yeah, but they're
only
like
finish-
all in one line, so you
Okay,
can land on the black finish, but you then have to drive to the white finish.
Okay, I see. Gotcha.
That's sometimes the problem we have with the Royal Training Club. Like we make a training club where we have like a campaign of all the 5 sections of a map. And sometimes when the mappers forget to remove certain fins, you can then in the club finish in the white fin from the red section. It's always like a discussion we had if mappers forgot to do that. And people took advantage of it, and then you have like unrealistic times in the training club because in the real game you can't finish the white fin on red. In a training club you can, and we had a whole lot of discussions and hate going on. Yeah.
I can't imagine why.
Well, you can't imagine. Yeah, because you know, when you have like, for example, on this map, when you finish on a white fin on the red section, it may be faster. So for the club, you just have unrealistic world record times, which is sort of not the point of creating the training map. Because, as I mentioned in the live matches, you can only finish with the corresponding finish. So for the black section, you can obviously only finish for the black fin. And on some maps where they're like really interconnected, you could then jump to the white fin and take a faster route. But this
I'm
is
so
only
sad.
when the mappers forget
Mhm.
to remove the fins.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that only happens obviously. You can cut certain maps depending on how the authors have made
Yeah,
the map, obviously, right?
exactly.
Well, speaking of cut, Iceland, they were wanting to make it safe, and they nearly made it in. They fell off. Both of them fell off at the last little section. They would have been in 10th, but instead they fell off, and there was not enough time to finish it a second time. So
And
they go
yes,
out. Sad.
Speedy McSpeedy, I'm sort of the expert here.
Yeah. Saving us with your knowledge, and it's appreciated
Exactly.
already.
Yeah, it's actually really appreciated to know this knowledge, right? That you can't just finish in any finish, and that if authors know what they're doing when they're making a Royale map, it really does help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll sometimes let you do the talking. Sometimes I don't have much to add, so I just shut up.
I mean, that's what I do normally, right? I just let the couch talk for a little bit, and then I have something to say, and I raise my hand for about 5 minutes until he lets me talk. You know?
Oh, so now
Yeah.
I'm at fault. Interesting. Okay. Okay.
Flori through quality to sneak into cast, exactly.
Dude, that's the 5
That
head.
was- No, but it's fun being here, chilling in Discord and watching the games, and you know,
Yeah, the matches have so
giving
far been
some-
very interesting for sure.
giving some of my Super Royal knowledge here for the stream, making the quality of the stream just a tiny bit better, so
Exactly.
that you guys don't feel as lost when casting here.
I mean, it helps
Actually
because
know what's
because we know our way around Royal to some extent, of course, but it really helps to have somebody who is intertwined in the Royal community, because every Royal player plays Trackmania, but not every Trackmania player plays Royal. So there are many things that not everybody knows about in the Royal community in general. So something like that, where we that aren't really intertwined that much in the Royal community, and speaking of QTC and me, I'm having somebody like you right now with us at casting. It's just a match made in heaven, I would say, because it's really helpful, and I learn a lot, and also the viewers maybe learn a lot, because I would say with something like the Royal Nations Cup, it really helps to introduce people to Royal maybe again, because some people maybe played it in solo queue and it wasn't that much fun, which also happens with matchmaking to some extent. And then you see people having a lot of fun, trying to beat their best times, and just trying to be their best possible version today in the Royal Nations Cup. I think it's just also really nice to see, coming from an outsider's perspective here.
Yeah, and also, I mean, as a Super Royal player, I know the community and who's part of the community, and it's really cool to see like the majority of the community actually taking part in this. tournament, there are some people, especially well-known people, that aren't participating, which is kind of a bummer, but really the majority of the Super Royal community is participating, and that's, for me at least, really cool to see.
Yeah.
How important is it as well for that to happen? For there to be this connecting line between those who are in and those who are out. As what a snipe right at the end! World take out the Great Britain. Sorry for cutting that off, but that was a snipe with literally 1 second left.
I'm glad I
World was
called
going to
that.
be out.
Snipe and a half. Holy.
We love seeing those.
What a snipe!
But we see Germany, USA, and France just chilling at the top of the world, just taking them casually. But good job, Calf Awesome. Good job, Team World. Barely staying in. And that's, of course, important here in the last match.
But yeah, I like to have this, right? Because, of course, me and Nouch don't exactly have that much knowledge. I literally have zero knowledge of Royale. I don't watch streamers who play Royale, and I don't watch YouTubers who play Royale, right? And I maybe watched a bit of it through clips and stuff, right? Such as skips that Virtual and Grenadi did, but I didn't
That's
really
a long time ago.
That's a really long time ago, exactly. So I really don't have that much knowledge. Nouch at least has played and won some Royale matches, right? But isn't ingrained in the community of it. This is very different, where you are actually ingrained in its community, and you know the people around it, the people who you surround yourself with also play it, right? So it's really cool.
Yeah, definitely. And also saw one of my teammates, Axavin, for the European team participating, and was secretly cheering for him a bit as well. Unfortunately, their team didn't do too well. Went out on all 4 occasions quite early. But yeah, also what's kind of interesting, Yannick's actually started playing Super Royal. That's really cool. I gained some traction for the Royal community. And he has also been creating some maps lately, which aren't all well received by the community, but
at least he's doing them, right? And it's giving attention to the Royale community.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, especially someone of Yannick's size, right? Yannick is no small creator, right? He is the caster for Mudda for a reason. And that's because he's well known. That's because he's quite big. The Swiss player is really well known.
And he's also a good player. I mean, he is the guy that consistently gets into Div 1 for a cup of the day. So he's a really good player. He knows what he's doing, and he's been showing that in the Royals as well. So really cool to see players like him on board. And there was also like a period where Grenadi, Marius, and Lars were playing, but that was like after the main hype of Super Royal. But they quickly left, unfortunately, and so far never really came back. They've been playing the Royal Cup rounds thingy. I don't know what it's called exactly, but other than that, they really haven't really taken any interest in Royal, which is a bit sad, but especially for Grenadi, also a bit understandable, because he has a lot going on with Team GL and so on, and Royal is like a really time-consuming game mode. It's not like something which you play once a week or so. All players here, or the majority of the players here, are really invested and play every day and practice the new maps and so on.
Yeah, but you
so it's a really competitive environment.
Yeah, definitely. But you also need that to put in as much effort. The same effort as somebody else would put into time trial. But before we get into that, Team France out of the equation. But I think they were the last one to be left of their group. Yes. So that was definitely good for them, winning their group in dominating fashion anyways. So this is just a little cherry on top. But also I'm coming back to...
Another team that went out was Brazil. Brazil was another team that went out.
Yeah, true. Very unfortunate here for them. But also to just quickly come back to the point, Royal definitely is time consuming in that. You have to get to know the maps in and out. You also hunt the maps. You have your training sessions overall. It's not like just casually playing a few matches of Royal and then one Super Royal a day. That's not gonna quite cut it. It's the same with time attacks, hunting the campaign maps that recently came up for the spring campaign. Like everything, if you want to be one of the best, or want to be even close to being considered one of the best, you have to put in the time. And in a mode like that, it definitely makes sense, especially with one map being essentially 5 parts. And even though most maybe have, depending on a map, all ice, they are still going to vary. And having your best possible speed on every iteration throughout the map, that's definitely not an easy feat. So let's see how the Dutchies are doing so far in first place. So really good showing here. Let's see if they can keep it up. Half a second in front of the Germans. As Team World
They could win this one.
Yeah, Team World is falling a little bit behind. So of course, this would be a nice send for Team Netherlands.
Let's see it, because the Netherlands right now have all their eggs in one basket. He falls off, and so they go out of the lead. Over on the side of the Dutch, they'll find themselves in. Okay, no, still ahead.
Yeah,
but,
still
a
ahead
lot
because
less-
Clover
a
closed
lot
it
less
in.
time now.
And of course, we
USA
also
has
get
won the group as well.
Yeah, USA won the group,
well as
World won
tomorrow.
theirs, Germany won their group as well. So not really that surprising going into the tournament, but also really nice to see that every team just tries to put up a fight right from the get-go. And that's what you want, that energy, that explosiveness. Everybody just trying to maximize as much as possible on those tracks. It's just really nice
the
to
way-
see. Yep.
Can we talk about how after 6 cycles we're only 2 seconds between
Yeah.
P1 and P4?
It's still really,
That's
really
what
close.
I mean. That's why I was suggesting the green cut, because those few tenths that the green cut can gain, they can be vital on this one.
Yeah.
Speaking of vital, look at this. Team World are ahead of the Americans. And the Americans here, if they can't get this one here, they're going to fall down to
Ooh.
second. And
And it
so
seems
Team
like-
World is going to take the win.
Oh, beautiful. What a nice snipe here. Only with a few seconds left. 0.265 ahead of Team USA. So taking the last win in the group stages here. As we are just on our way to get into the knockout stages. I can't wait to look at the brackets. We are going to have some interesting matchups for sure.
That was a pork finish by the
Yeah.
Clownfish team there.
Yeah.
The Team World.
We love seeing that.
That was impressive. And that's exactly what I was talking about. This is a map where every 10th can be difference between winning and losing. As we see Royal Learn to Fly by Seamate in the background.
But what happens now? Is there going to... What are we going to do? Because now we finished the 4 matches. Now we have the winner groups. And all the information now needs to be put together, correct?
Yeah, and I think Kira is currently in progress of doing that. So we're gonna get them shortly, just so we have the information. And then we're also gonna have the order of the matches that we're gonna play. It just always takes a little bit time. So we're just going to take the time. And can we talk about the fact that it's just the group stages and we already had so many interesting snipes on the individual stages. It's like they are not giving anything to the other teams, speaking from the perspective of every team. So it's really fun so far, and it's gonna be interesting to see what's going to happen in the knockout stages when there is even less leeway and even less error margin for error overall. So that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, and you know, in the knockout stages, you always think about, yeah, what are my opponents doing? Are they making those cycles? Are they not? You know, when you're playing with 20 other teams, you focus more on yourself. You're more like, okay, let's just try to finish this as fast, but also as safe as possible. But once you're in that 1v1 situation, you're playing mind games. So like, oh, are they going for a fast strat? Are they not? oh crap, maybe I need to, speed a bit, pace a bit, and
Yeah.
then you make the mistake while the others were just going safe, and that's where they then win out on. So this is gonna be exciting, to say the least.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree. Are we gonna take a small break here while we wait for everything to come together, or is there something we could talk about for about like 5 to 10 minutes while everything here gets set up? We get all the teams ready, and we get all the maps as well ready to go.
I would actually say let's get into a small break, especially for the viewers as well, to get a new cup of water, of course, get some snacks as we get into the knockout stages, because now it's going to be really interesting, because now every team just has to try and hold on to as many cycle finishes as possible. So we're gonna go into a break, just 2 or 3 minutes, and then we should be back with the bracket. So stay put, and we're gonna see you soon. Okay, and we are back. We still have a little bit of time to spare, so don't run away yet. We're just going to take a few more minutes, but we're also going to take the opportunity to, of course, talk about the standings from the group stage, as you're probably interested in this, in it. I mean, at least I am, so let's take a look at them. I'm gonna show them quickly on screen. As you can see in Group 1, we had England and EU with 6 points each, but then Australia with 13 and Germany with 15 points, getting 3 points in the first match and 4 points in all 3 other matches, being the last survivor of Group 1 here. So really strong performance by them. Then we get into Group 2, where we have Slovakia in the last place with 5 points. But then we also have Canada with 7 points, Poland with 13, and France with 15 points. So it really paid off for Poland to just hold on a little bit more, just to keep in at least one more stage. And that's why they are in second place. Group 3, we have Portugal and Denmark/Iceland, 6 points each. Brazil 13 points and USA closing out, winning with 15 points. Really strong there as well. And in the last group, in Group 4, we had Hungary in last place with 7 points. Norway, Sweden with 8 points. Netherlands with 10. And Team World as well, 15 points. So we don't have one team that won all the points for the group stage. But we have many 15-pointers. And that's also a really good showing here in getting into the knockouts then. That's really strong.
15-pointers, but don't forget, there's also no one who finished with 4 points. So everyone got out of the first round at least once, right?
Yeah.
You're looking at Slovakia, who have 5 points. They got out on the last match of the first round. So not everyone, right? What was quote unquote bad, like that is a nice little takeaway, right? Not everyone could win, and we talked at the start. There's a luck factor to Royale, and that could explain the exit for all of these teams that were on round number 15. But it can also explain the players that got out of round number 1 and did not get the minimum amount of points, which is very, very nice to see. Everyone, I think, should be proud of themselves after a day like this. But we still have more Royale to go here, and we've been at it for nearly 2 hours, well, an hour and a half, because we had a long waiting time for some bot to get in.
Yeah, the technical difficulties, sort of a meme in our team, especially with the B team. We sometimes didn't get like a super royal or very late joined the queue, so yeah, it's sort of a running meme with technical issues or difficulties, so it's funny to see the German team having some difficulties on their side as well. Sort of resembles Germany perfectly.
Do you wish you were playing with the German team right now, or are you happy being up here in the desk?
Honestly, I feel like at the end of the day, I would probably rather be playing, but right now I'm having a great time here in the cast and just watching the games and not being stressed out on every section because I know what I need to do.
That's also the thing, like it's easy for us to talk about the matches and be like, oh, that wasn't so nice, but when you're sitting there playing yourself, especially in a tournament, it's like the pressure is on, and every small section where you have difficulties or where you make mistakes, bouncing back from that, keeping a fresh mind, keeping a clear head, and going into the next sections, that's really asking a lot from you, and that's something that many people often tend to forget, especially when you're not participating in tournaments or events yourself. So it's definitely a little bit more relaxed for us, sitting here, having a swell time, and seeing everything just from a bird's eye view. But being in there, in the moment, I mean, it's a lot of stress, but I would say so far, every team showed their best, full of strong. Some teams are stronger than others, but that's always expected, so hey, we'll take
but
those.
I'm sure some players aren't even stressed out, right? Because some people, right, get stressed out by different things. If I was in your position right now, Nouch, right, with my camera on my face and all that, I wouldn't be able to, right? I'd be stressing out, and I always stress out when I stream, personally, right? Because what if something's going wrong? Am I looking really stupid on camera right now? So for me, that's really what I struggle with the most when it comes to pressure, right? When it comes to being streamed, is really having my face up on the camera, but and being the one who's streaming as well really just makes me stressed out. So when I just cast like this, that worry goes away. And honestly, thank you. This is why you get paid more than I do. And,
Wait, you get paid?
You get paid more in my heart.
That should have been my response.
Sorry, I stole it away.
How could you?
Just like I stole your heart.
Let's not go there yet. Let's save that for the semifinals. But let's also check out. Yes, we see all the results coming in on this Discord server, so we shouldn't be too far away from getting into the matches. So just bear with us a little bit and enjoy the break. Then we are going to be back. I mean, we still have a few people already on the server waiting, but we of course have a few more minutes, especially when you make a bracket on the fly, because you of course only know who's going to play right at the end of the group stages, because everything can change even on match 4. So of course it's going to take a little bit of time, but it won't take too long, and then we have our matches, and then we can get into it down and dirty. I'm looking forward to it quite a bit. And also to hello to everybody coming in chat as well. Hello Dave. Appreciate y'all being here. Hope it's been fun so far, of course. And as I've mentioned beforehand, check out the Trackmania section on Twitch. I'm sure you will find quite a few streamers also participating in the Royal Nations Cup. So you also see their POV, how they are playing, how they are interacting with their team as the matches go on. And that's always interesting to see. So if you want to get a little bit of a different perspective on the whole event, I suggest you check out the Trackmania section on Twitch. And also check out those lovely streamers there. Maybe give a follow here and there. I'm sure it's always gladly appreciated.
You know what else is appreciated? Big shout out to Takeo for helping out Kira with everything going on in the background, right? Because obviously it was just Kira doing it alone at first, and then Takeo comes in and really just, I'm gonna say, save Kira's bacon here. And there we go. I think the announcement is in. We have the knockouts, and they will be in chat in just a moment, so I'll be able to tell you guys what it is. Let's see it. I can't wait. We got some
we got already some Monka W's. Let's go. That's the attitude that you want. Also some pause champs. So hold on to your horses, guys. Assume we know the knockout bracket, and then we can get into the matches.
Oh man!
And it's
at least we got ourselves a little bit of a break, right? I got some water. I got it in a nice little pink plastic cup, you know.
Let's go.
There's nothing better than drinking water out of cup at all, right? Like, water is the best liquid. Period. There's no fight about this.
Wait, so we're already
thirsty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wait, we're already at the point where we're talking about water because we have to waste time. Okay, that's good. No, it's good focus.
hey. There's also water coming up in this in Royale, right? Is there a water map in Royale?
I mean,
Yeah.
to some extent.
Yeah.
Like, we have the Wicked Water Slides map,
Yeah.
which is wet plastic. So, yeah. Initially, we had a map in the map pool which is called Aquaplaning, where you have like a mixture of water bounces and bug slides. Unfortunately, the community wanted Wicked Water Slides. I personally would have enjoyed Aqua Slides more, or Aquaplaning, sorry, because it is more of a mixture between plastic bounces and not plastic bounces, water bounces and bug slides.
What are your thoughts on making Mount Everest with watery tires?
Well, since I don't like plastic, I wouldn't like it more with wet water wheels. But honestly, as a gimmick, it would be kind of fun, not gonna lie.
Just like a challenge run, you know? Just challenge yourself to beat the Mount Everest map with icy, watery tires.
Honestly, I would love to see Wall on this.
Also,
taking on
guys,
the challenge.
Ooh,
the
yes.
first knockouts are out. Germany versus Poland, Australia versus France, USA versus the Netherlands, and Brazil versus World.
All right then.
So that's
Alright.
gonna
The
be
third knockout
interesting.
seem to be very interesting.
Yeah, I'm especially looking forward to Brazil versus World here in this case.
Yeah.
Based on the performance they gave in the group stages. So that's gonna be interesting for sure. All 4 matches are gonna be so much fun to watch, but especially this one because I couldn't really know who to bet on, you know. And we're gonna start in 5 minutes. We're just gonna have a small but deserved break for Kira, and then we are going onto the server and into the first match. So it's not gonna take too long, but most teams seem to be ready already. The Germans taking their time that they have. But apart from that, we already have the first few in. Let's just hop onto the server and check out who's already there. Only one from the Germans here. Probably taking a small break themselves.
Yeah. As we get ready here, will all 8 teams be playing at the same time, or will these 1v1s be played one after the other?
We're gonna get it one after the other, so we will see every match. And that's especially with the matchups that we have in front of us. It makes perfect sense. So I'm glad we're gonna do it like that. Which also gives you guys more content at home. So I mean, it's a win-win for all of us.
All right. Well, the battle of the century here, Germany versus Poland, will be coming in about 5 minutes. 100 years ago, it was Germany that won. Let's see if Poland now can pull off an upset up against Germany.
Well, in terms of the whole world, would you really call that a win? I would be, it's a ballsy move there.
Oh no.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to go there.
I just realized what I said.
But it's always the Canadian, always just from the outside being like, hey, remember, 100 years ago.
Listen.
Even Cypher says, please. GDC?
Listen. It's good humor. There's a reason why, even though it's 80 years old, people still make fun of it,
Yeah, but I
It's
feel
comedic
like in a
content.
royal broadcast we shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to go there yet. This is not a
It's
Hassan Abi stream.
Yeah, it's a
Uh,
sensitive topic, and
it is. Yeah.
But the match is overall gonna be a sensitive topic in and of itself. So, I mean, Germany versus Poland is gonna be interesting anyway, because we have Germany dominating just in the group stages as well. But
Yeah.
Poland showed that they can just hold up their own to some extent. So, it seems like if we want to go for a little bit of a prediction round, it seems like Germany is going to win. But
Oh yeah, I do agree. But it would be a great upset if the Poles did win. Well,
you guys want to
so how
hear my predictions for the 4 matches?
yeah,
Go
that
ahead.
would be interesting.
Okay, so for the first matchup, I expect Germany to win, which is not really surprising.
Mhm.
They have been one of the strongest, but if not the strongest team so far.
Yeah.
So expect them to take the W against Poland. And Australia versus France is going to be really interesting. I reckon the French have the upper hand because I feel like their team is more compact from like the players they have. But if Chriso pulls like a really insane carry, Australia could win, but I see the favor for the French men. And USA versus the Netherlands is also going to be really exciting. I feel like this is probably the most even matchup so far. So it's hard to predict a winner there, but I would probably also a bit with my heart go for the Americans.
All
But
right.
this one is really tough to predict, and Brazil versus World is also going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
So I feel like just the combination of players in the World team gives me confidence that they will win the matchup. And well, now I have cast a cursed 4 times, so
Congratulations. How about this? I will make a promise right now. If World wins this competition here, I will make a JoJo reference. And I think everyone, just by me saying that, knows what JoJo reference I'm going to make. If you guys know anything about anime at all.
Well, I'm actually way too clueless.
Oh, okay. So you guys are gonna have fun. Maybe maybe a few pogs are gonna be in chat just from hearing that. As I think 2 minutes left until we get started here.
Yeah.
And it seems like all the teams are getting ready to get going. So how is this gonna take place? How is this 1v1 going to work? It's not just gonna be on one map, is it?
No, it's gonna be map based. Like you get points for winning a map, and then first to 3, if I reckon correctly right now, is going to advance into the next stage. So we're gonna spend a little bit of time with each team, but not too much, so we can also get through. But it seems really promising. It's either best of 5 or best of 3. Yeah. I'm not sure because we had a few.
First to 2.
Yeah, exactly. But it depends because we saw Kira saying first to 3 wins. So maybe we also changed up a bit, but we are resetting teams. It's BO5. Okay, that's even better, especially on a matchup like Brazil versus World. I think it suits it well to have a best of 5. So that's good for sure.
BO5? I don't see BO5 in this map pool.
Wait, it's the real BO5?
Is it the real BO5? Could you imagine BO5, but it's a Royale map?
Concepts like that could also be interesting. Really?
Where they took like a like an ADO map and made like 5 sections out of it. But so far none of them has gotten into the pool yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it really also has to be a good map in that sense, like a good royal map. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But having a map like that could be really nice. Someone almost made a BO4 royal remake. Oh, okay. Cool.
Oh yeah, by Laps, I remember. That was actually pretty cool. Kinda sad it didn't get into the pool yet.
It's gonna be the soon copy.
Everyone's ready to go. So are we sure that this is gonna be one at a time here?
Yep.
Because everyone is ready to go.
I hope. At least that was the first initial plan.
Oh, 7 teams are gonna be. Oh, okay. So this is one round.
Yep.
And it's whoever beats. Okay, so everyone's gonna be playing at once, all at the same time.
Yep.
Okay. I see you. As we are off to the races, ladies and gentlemen. Right off the start, and Panda already messing up at the start here. The Polish team are going to be down up against the German team off of the start already.
But we have World a really strong start here. Calv Awesome having a few problems here on the green section, but BoPro, of course, showing a really strong performance all throughout, being on top of the game, being in second place right now, just barely behind the Germans, 0.7 difference. So not all is lost yet. Every team relatively close, apart from Panda, who are a little bit further behind as the teams are closing in on the blue section. And we still see Germany barely had already a lead of 1 second. We see BoPro failing there, but let's also check out the Frenchies, who also were really strong and are currently in front of the Australians. And we see also the Dutchies really close behind the Americans there. But Germany seems like they're not gonna stop anytime soon, keeping their first place.
Yeah, because Germany's really strong at the current moment. They are in first place, and they're looking to retain that first place. World is just in behind, and you got the Netherlands as well right up there. And so, World is going to be fighting against their Brazilian counterparts. Meanwhile, the Netherlands ahead of the USA for the current moment.
Yeah, and that's what they're hoping for. Like, just getting in the first map already, the first point. It's just something that you have to happen to just have a really good start here into the matchup. And we see Team World back again, first place, really close between them and Germany. And also Brazil in 4th position right now, 0.8 behind. So they gotta make a lot of things happening. And so far they are still behind, having no chance here at the moment. Close it in as we have only 6 seconds left. Plus the bonus seconds.
I don't think
bonus
there's enough time for most of these teams to
well, it's
get
gonna be
their
close.
seconds in.
But they're not gonna make it. Wait, World are making it. That was important. But World barely ahead of Brazil here in the first round. Really well made.
Go. That is a good round, and the World will win the first round. So they go up 1-0
against Brazil. So that's a really good start.
The Netherlands also 1-0 over the USA, I do believe.
Yeah.
France
also
1-0
the
over.
Germans.
Did Germany finish ahead of Poland?
Yeah.
By any
Yeah.
chance? Okay.
Yeah.
Because they failed the ending. They were in 2nd place. They failed the ending. I'm not too sure if the Poles had enough time though to finish their last run, and so I don't think they got ahead of them.
Yeah, they couldn't quite close it in. But on to the next map we go. Almost every player ready, it seems like. So we are just waiting a bit and then get on to the next map. And also something that is really important to consider here for you watching. It's on a map-to-map basis. So every team gets points based on the standings on the map. So they have to be ahead of their team in the knockouts. So for example, if Germany is ahead of Poland, it doesn't matter if they're going to finish in 7th place or in 1st place, as long as they are ahead of their opponent in the knockouts. So let's see if Brazil can come back against World here. Already being a 2nd behind, so that's gonna cost a bit. Team World, as always, very confident at the top, within reach of the podium, as always. As we have Brazil struggling there on the green section. That's very unfortunate here. It seems like it's gonna be a 2-0 for the World already. As we also
That
have...
feels bad.
Yeah.
This feels a little bit bad there for these parrots over here, the Brazilians. They're 14 seconds behind their competition. Meanwhile, the Germans are ahead of everyone else, meaning, well, they're currently ahead of the Poles as well. And the Poles finding themselves 3 seconds behind the Germans, though, if the Germans make a mistake here on black, which is not very likely, we will see a positional change here. Though, however, if anyone makes a mistake on black, it is practically game over for them. As we see Australia doing exactly that. They made one mistake. They lost a few seconds to the French, who are not too far ahead of them, but at the same time, that might also be over here because of that just one mistake.
Yeah. And it just happens so quickly, especially on the black section, because you need to get those loops. You need to get in as many finishes as possible. And there's still a lot that can happen with 1 minute left. But at the other hand, for example, for the Brazilians, like there are so many miracles that need to happen for them to get one both here at this point that it's not really going to happen. But the Netherlands don't look too bad.
They failed. They both failed. Oh
man,
no!
that's gonna cost them the point.
They all three failed. They all failed. They can't catch back up. That's it. We already have our standings, I think. Then.
Yeah.
So Brazil will not win their point. Netherlands will not win their point. Australia, I don't think, can win their point either. And the Poles, they will overtake the USA.
Ooh.
Okay, it's fine. They will overtake the USA. It's fine. The USA also failed their last section, but the Netherlands weren't trying anymore because they did not expect it. And that's why you can't stop until the fat lady sings.
Exactly. And especially now with the pressure a little bit more there, a lot more at stake than in the group stages before. Now it's really important to make it happen. And so I'm not really too surprised to see some people failing certain parts of the maps, because it's just bound to happen. You can be as good as you want, but sometimes the nerves just get the better of you, and you just gotta restart on the next map, and then you're good to go.
Germany, France, and World all have a chance to sweep their opponents here. USA and the Netherlands will need at least 4 maps to finish this one off, and we're back onto the Picasso map. I forgot what this is called, but
Forgore.
not for gore. Surreal what?
Something.
Surreal something. Okay. Is that the actual name, or did you forget the
Yes.
second?
No.
Okay, it's the actual name.
It's actually the actual name. And so far, I just want to quickly elaborate on that. So
Yeah.
far, my predictions are exactly as I said.
True.
That's some good
Germany
focus.
leading, France leading, World leading, and it's a tie game between USA and Netherlands. Exactly how I predicted it.
You've been around for a long time. You know what these players and teams are capable of. As right off of the start, how does this happen? The World have failed to start.
Oh no, that's not gonna be their point here, I think.
Oh, they're behind, and listen, there's a chance. There's still a chance here for the World, but it's gonna be tough. They're up against the Brazilians, who are only 5 seconds ahead. But if the Brazilians make one mistake, that could cost them.
Yeah.
I won't count them out yet, because this is a map where you can gain some time and can fail a black cycle, so...
They're
It's
still
still up
behind by
for
4
grabs.
seconds too, so they're slightly faster, right? The World is slightly faster, and on all these cycles put together, if they're faster by 1 second on each cycle, they will be ahead by the end of the round. But it's going to be so close as, the Brazilians go for the skip on the red, and that definitely helps. But again, so does the World. So they're catching back up. Who failed over here? It's the Poles. Poles have failed. And so that's going to very likely be Germany off to the 3-0 as well. The World are going to try to catch up to the Brazilians here. The Brazilians make it through, and look at this. It's really close. Less than 2 seconds now between Brazil and the World. Let's go up here between USA and the Netherlands, because they're in 1 and 2 right now, also separated by less than a second.
That's also really close here. And of course, for the teams that are 2-0, you want to finish right now. And still, we're gonna play all 5 maps regardless. But you want to make it happen right now. And we see quite a few points of struggle here already, as we have only 18 seconds left. So it's gonna be really tough, but it doesn't seem like Team World has any chance right now.
Brazil has fallen.
Brazil has fallen.
No way. Brazil has fallen!
Let's see, and we're getting another finish, and they actually got the 3-0! They actually did it!
They 7-1 themselves right at the end! Oh, that is such a self-inflicting wound. Right at the end, they could have had it. You could even say they should have had it.
Oh, man.
And USA and the Netherlands fought all the way to the end. France also sniping and sweeping, but it's 2-1 for the Netherlands right now. So everyone sweeps except for the USA and the Netherlands. They're the last 2 alive left. And right now, it's the Netherlands in the lead by 2-1.
So yeah, USA have to make many things happen. Like this next map has to be their map, because then they can take a breather and are like, okay, we are both 2-2. Now it's the final map, but now the pressure is even more because they have to win the next 2 maps if they want to advance further in the knockout stage. So let's see if they're gonna do it. Let's see how and if they can handle the pressure and get the 2 both. Because right now, I can't really tell, and that's something that we tapped on beforehand. That it's gonna be a tough match, and it actually shows it's gonna be a really tough match, because I don't I wouldn't be surprised if USA get the win now and make it 2 both. I'm gonna be completely honest. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
All the players just realized, wait a minute, most of us what? Why are we joining? So I'm not sure if we're gonna reset here and get ourselves going. What's happened over on the Australian side? Have they lost a player? Is it possible that one of the Australian players just said, "Yeah, I'm done."
Okay, but you also gotta consider it's a 6:13 a.m. for them right now, so of course
Right.
they are going to take a chill pill, but the Germans still drive for the fun. But now let's of course focus on the important teams here right now. That is, first of all, where are they right now? The Netherlands here against USA. So really important for them to just barely stay ahead. And then the Netherlands can advance to the next round.
Yeah. So keep your eyes out on Team B and Team PFAL, because that is what is important. Those are the 2 teams that are fighting for position. B currently up by half a second over PFAL, but right now that could change at any point. And look at that,
They're really close together right
really
now.
close. Yeah.
So
And they're both taking the same section too.
Yeah. So they're really giving us something for our money there. And it's actually perfect that it's so close between both teams. Because even more at stake, of course, here for Team USA.
The Netherlands fell. The
The
Netherlands
Netherlands
fell.
fell! And Team USA currently in the lead, being over 3 seconds faster right now. And it just happened so fast in the blink of an eye. It's just over. Apparently for the Netherlands, for now, they have to wait for map number 5. But unless...
Yeah.
It would be such a shame if the US just threw this. Obviously, there is a chance, right? This map is tough, especially on this section here, where there are switches in these holes, and you have to go all around them, and a few of the players have fallen off. Doink has fallen off, and only Rulemaker was left, and he made it through. Had he fallen, there was a chance still for the Netherlands. They are
Yeah.
still behind, though, by 11 seconds.
I don't see a world though where they fail the cycle. Because if you take a chill, this black section is rather easy. I say that Riot as Rafter Turtles.
Yeah, but it's also
Yeah.
a different setting here, of course, when there's the potential on going in the knockout stage on the line. But so far, I mean, the Netherlands screwed up way too big. They're already 27 seconds behind. So Team USA getting the 2 both. And the next map that we're going to play is going to decide who is going to advance. Is it going to be Team USA or Team Netherlands? I couldn't really tell you. Like from what we see right now, it's going to be Team USA. But first of all, I'm going to jinx it anyways. And second of all, it's not as easy as it may seem. So good luck to both teams, to Team USA and Team Netherlands. And I'm sure the best of both will win and advance into the next stage.
And so there's good luck, have fun in chat as we go on to Dirt Shift for the last map here.
I would say
Let's see
the
it.
favor is on the American side with this map, but
With
I'm
the
not
map
sure.
specific. Okay, so this map specifically is USA sided.
I don't want to say it like that, but there's just like a feeling in me that says that the US team may have like a millimeter of an upper hand, you know. But as I said, those 2 teams are the most even one, and it shows with the score. It's
Yeah,
2-2.
definitely. And even if you have the upper hand in general on a map like that, that also would mean you have to drive it on point, right on the spot. So it's also going to be interesting to see if they can do exactly that, or if Team Netherlands just wait for the right opportunity, just wait for the right time to just get the upper hand here. As we're waiting just a little bit.
All right.
And we get
see
into
here.
it. Third shift by Zork. Let's go. And Doinks
How do
is
you say
doing
that?
good, yeah.
How do you say that? Zork? Right? Is that how you say it?
I don't think there's that much emphasis on this C and S, but
I mean, there's 3 of them. There's got to be some emphasis to it, you know? More than
Maybe.
2, and I mean 2 S's, especially in German. You know, it does a nice little Z sound, you know. So
Yeah,
on top of that, there's a Z in there. So
Maybe
But-
he was just sleepy when he created the name.
true. He
His
just fell
face hit
asleep on
his
his
keyboard.
keyboard.
yeah,
But
Yeah, well,
let's
sleepy Zork, you know.
Yeah, it to be like that. But we have Team USA right now having the upper hand. Just
Yeah.
barely ahead of them, Team Netherlands.
Yeah,
Almost 2
1.5
seconds. Yeah, 1.5 seconds right now. So let's see if they can
Left.
keep at that. But let's also check out Doinks all day a little bit, because
Oh,
we were
Doinks on a
neglecting
really
him
good
on
run.
the Team USA side. And he's looking really good. He's looking clean. He's getting all the points for Team USA. And that's exactly what they want. As the lead isn't changing that much, they're already up over 2 seconds. But we, of
Yeah.
course, have over 1 minute left, so anything can happen. But so far, it looks
I-
like it's really them.
so important.
Yep.
yeah, it's really hard. I'd keep my eye on into Electric here, because he's been really the fastest one for the Netherlands when it comes to this map specifically. And let's
Yeah.
see if he can keep up
Doinks
with the
got
fastest
it.
on the USA, because right now he's actually caught up. They're only 1.6 behind.
This is going down to the wire.
Yeah, it's crazy how they're making it that close. So again, really good script, well made, Kira. It's gonna be interesting to see when Team World is going to win. Oh no, I jinxed it. I leaked the script.
You leaked the script. How dare you doing so?
How dare I do that?
You'll never
But-
get hired again.
But Team USA,
Oh,
1.9 seconds ahead. There's
Yeah.
not that much room to improve here for Team Netherlands, as Team USA just keep at it. Rafter also really clean, really good. And we,
Yeah, but
of course,
Doink is in the lead for the USA, so
yeah,
let's see if he fails this. This is a big issue.
He
He
won't.
can't fail this, and he won't, and that should be it. The
yeah,
USA
that's gonna
has
be a
beaten
GG.
the Netherlands, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and there's
they
not enough
failed.
time.
yeah, that's not enough time. That's a GG for Team USA, who are going to advance as well onto the next stage. So,
It's a
Oh, wow.
GG's.
perfect prediction score for me.
Yeah, true. That as well. Let's see if you can keep that up.
Yeah, well, I
Ding,
gotta go
ding,
now,
ding,
unfortunately.
Oh,
but
you have to
I'll
leave us
make
now.
Yeah.
Are
Oh,
you
the
going to
big
be
set.
joining your German side for this
No,
last
but,
match here?
But,
Okay.
but I have to go, but I'll make sure to watch the stream a bit and maybe message if I have something important to tell, but yeah.
Hell yeah, it's always appreciated. But hey, thank you so much for sticking around, for being here with us. Like, it's honestly been a pleasure. It's so much fun to get more insight into Trackmania Royale. So thank you a lot. Definitely.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a great pleasure. Had lots of fun and yeah. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for coming along, for sharing your knowledge, and for showing us the way of the Royal.
No worries.
All
Have
right.
a good one.
Have a good one. Take care.
Good
dude.
night.
You
Yeah,
too,
for a
you
lot of
too,
people
guys.
right now in EU, it's nearing midnight, right? And
True, yeah.
it is midnight in Eastern Europe, and for the poor for the poor Russian on Team World, right? Well, he's finding himself where it's 2 in the morning, I think even 3 in the morning possibly, depending on in which time zone he's in, right? He could possibly be way out of it, deep into the night over there. And he's still awake and playing great for his team.
Yeah,
Oh
definitely.
man,
And also, we get a raid from Flory Titan. Thank you so much.
Ooh.
Appreciate it, dude.
No worries,
Yeah.
no worries.
thank you very much.
And also
But
for, yeah, sorry.
I'm gonna go now. So have a good one.
Have a
Yeah,
good one. See ya.
Have a good one.
thanks.
And also, we have a for everybody watching right now. First of all, hello Raiders, appreciate y'all. Hope you're enjoying yourself so far. And we have a 5-minute break right now, but it's gonna be shorter than last break because as we emphasized beforehand, it's basically a one-man operation. Everybody has a helping hand here and there, of course, but Kira is mostly doing everything by themselves. So he has to just get together all the brackets, all the results, and then we are good to go. So perfect opportunity to get a small toilet break in, to get even more water, you know?
You know what you could do is turn back on the text-to-speech, because there's been during this break, right? This is where everyone should be spending their 600 channel points that they've accumulated throughout the entire event, right? People who stayed, you've gotten 600 channel points, and I know because I have 520 because I sent a text-to-speech earlier on, and so yeah, Cable. I don't know where he gets that from. Don't forget, right? He's from Europe, right? Us North Americans, we don't get the water from our toilet.
Wait, you don't?
No.
Well, that's kind of weird.
Exactly. See? And that's the thing, right? It just depends on culture. I mean, like, if we're talking about toilets here, right? You could go to Japan, right? And their toilets over there are absolutely insane. They have heated seats over there for their toilets. It's insane. Like, it's not something that exists in the Western world.
Well, I mean, heated toilet seats exist, but I'm sadly not a millionaire yet, so I can't afford stuff like that, you know.
No. Millionaires have golden seats. Come on now. Come on.
Yeah, true. I'm sorry. I fell off.
I love watching.
Good focus, Speedy McSpeedy. Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, it doesn't matter where people are coming from. It doesn't matter if it's a regular stream or if it's something out of the ordinary, like the Royal Nations Cup. Chat is always Pepega, and I'm all here for it. I mean, there's a reason why we're not showing the chat on screen for the cast, you know?
That's why we can't exactly talk about what's going on in chat either, right? Because it's a little bit too wild. And you know what? We've had a wild Royal Cup. And it's going to come to an end once this matchup starts here. A 3-hour matchup is longer than I expected us to have today. But hey, it really helped in separating all these teams and making sure that the best teams really were the winners. And it wasn't just down to luck.
Exactly. And it's also really nice to see because, of course, if we would have the actual 1v1 matches, it would take much longer. And so it's also interesting to see just the battles from teams that aren't even competing against each other. And that's what makes it also really fun for me to watch personally.
So did you turn on your text-to-speech, by the way?
It should still be on, yeah.
Okay, everyone with 600 points. Write whoever you want to have win and put it in the text-to-speech.
Hell yeah.
It only costs 600 channel points.
I mean, you can also do it with bits. We also take that money, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Because if we get a little bit of money right now, who knows? Maybe the next edition will have a little bit of a decent purse for the winners.
True. And we might have more text-to-speech, right? Like, we might actually have a text-to-speech cast. Instead of me going, the entire time.
I mean, but where's the fun with that? 470 points, that's unlucky. That's unfortunate.
But...
As I said, you could also use bits. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, you can also follow, right? Obviously, following Nouch will give you 300 channel points.
Oh, it's 300. True.
Yeah, it's 300 channel points.
Streamer being clueless as always.
Yeah, exactly. So you can follow, right? Do the text-to-speech and then unfollow, right? Big Brain Plays.
Speaking of Big Brain Plays, we have the semifinals decided. Who's going to play, of course, not the matches themselves. We have Germany versus France. And we have USA versus World. And I would say, based on what we've seen so far, Germany will... I mean, France is going to make it close, but I still think it's going to be Germany. But on USA versus World, I can say... Team World People Shy, let's go.
Imagine not having 600 points at KNU Watch Streamer. He is so funny. XDD Amogus 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 Amogus
I think it's Amogus.
Amogus
And that's usually my normal streams.
Let's go Germany, smile.
Let's go Germany. Let's go. I mean, I think it's gonna be Germany and World. Amogus. But what are your predictions for the semifinals?
All right, semifinals here. I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna think France.
Okay.
And the USA and the Netherlands, it was a really close fight. However, USA beat the world more times than the world beat the USA
Germany blood
during
trail.
those matches. So I'm going to go USA. So I'm going to go against you on both of those.
Okay, so I mean that's a perfect fit. So let's see who's actually going to win. Because I'm going by gut feeling, and it really depends. Because if you consider the performance of Team World, they've been also really strong. I mean, there's a reason why every one of those 4 teams are in the semifinals, of course.
Yeah.
But
Germany blood trail, Germany
also-
blood trail, Germany
I
blood
love to
trail,
take the
Germany
speech.
blood trail, Germany blood trail, Germany blood trail, Germany
but also
blood
Team
trail,
World had a
Germany
little
blood trail.
had a
Now
few
I
problems on
unfollow.
white parts. So let's see.
Another
True,
text-to-speech
true.
break.
And Lucian, you
Thanks
don't
for
unfollow.
attention, liege fishing peepo boo poo chatting
Oh,
wide
man,
amogus
you've
liege
gotten a
fishing
few
peepo
follows
boo
since,
poo
since I
chatting wide
suggested
amogus
people do it
liege
just for
fishing
the
peepo boo
text
poo
speech.
chatting
We
wide
take
amogus
those
liege
analysis.
fishing
Thank you, Dave.
peepo boo
And also,
poo
Flora
chatting wide
Titan has
amogus.
his predictions as well. He says Germany and World, so he's on the same side as me because statistically it makes sense. But we of course, we love to be proven wrong when it comes to situations like that. So, hey, good luck, have fun to all teams.
Don't you stream like 2 to 3 times a week as well?
Yes, I do. So for everybody new, we are also streaming Trackmania content. We are not doing Royal content that much. We do a little bit here and there, and also a little
Carl
bit of
fishing
CSGO
break,
if you want
boys.
that, you know. And
A
also
lot more CSGO on my side.
and also now we have to do a thing called the fun zone. I'm gonna do it. Just as a little bit of a break, but I'm gonna do it without the camp because we are going to start soon. And
Okay.
let's go with what's the best part about living in Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag is a big plus.
Okay, I get it. It's dad jokes. Okay.
Of course.
So you have dad jokes on your side here. All right. Hit me with some more. Come on.
Okay, I'm gonna do one more, but we are going to start right now, so we have to postpone that. And also, people don't play Doinks and Draft in the Clover tourney. Don't count those boys out. Exactly, Doinks and Draft had also really strong performances. So with me saying that the world is gonna win, that definitely doesn't mean that they're gonna be demolishing Team USA.
Meanwhile, I'm here. The only reason why I want the world to win is just to make the JoJo reference, right? And you still don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm sure there's a few excited people in chat who are like, "Oh yes, do the world, the world," you know? And
Yeah, do it for those 2 people in chat.
hey, listen, there's more than 2 people in chat. There's 50 people in chat right now.
True. Claps for that. And
Clap. There you
Flora
go.
Titan in Switzerland, let's go. But let's get into the match as well. Let's go semi-finals here in the Royal Nations Cup. Oh man.
Pog guy just Hendy.
Let's
Right
get
off the start, we're gonna have Mount Everest, and we've seen a lot of this map, haven't we? There's been
Yes.
some struggles on it.
Yeah, definitely. But so far it seems like Team World just have their movements down, or just breezing through it, being in first place, keeping it cool against France here.
The USA are slightly behind though, and
Yeah.
oh no, Rulemaker's fallen off, and so it's all Rafter right now, and he's got to play this safe. He's gonna lose a lot of time. Yeah, he's behind by about 5 seconds up against the world, who find themselves up in first. Naive will lose a bit of time going safe, and it's all about Kelva here. Let's see if Kelva can keep it together, as there's one last really tough section here, and he falls off! Kelva falls off, and now the world, okay, the world lost 2 seconds to that, but that has been 2 seconds that they could not lose to the USA. And so there's a 2-second difference once again between the USA and the world. And the Germans are down on the French by 4 seconds as well. Which, don't forget, this is the French's best map, as Whirl is really good. And speaking of him, he's actually fallen off, so it's not going to be him winning this round
falling
here.
off as well. Oh, very unfortunate here. So it's going to be tough if they can't keep up. We see Raptor close to finishing. So Let's see, they are getting close. It's still a few seconds of a difference, but France so far really strong. We have 40 seconds left on the clock. So let's see if the Frenchies can get their first point here, because it's going to be important for sure. The Germans just struggling on this map a little bit. So that gives the French team the perfect opportunity to have a really strong start. And we love to see that. But also Team World still in front of Team USA, so it looks like everything is pretty much set in stone. Ooh.
Doink nearly died there, and if he died, that would have been it. The other two players had fallen off, and so there's 2 seconds. There is, well, not enough time left. The world has won the first one, and France did not finish their go-around, so Germany will win the first round. So Germany and the world up 1-0.
So really good start for them, of course. We have a best of 5, so it's not all over yet. But you always want to get that first point. And for the French team, it was perfect that it was especially this map. And no, Calv, I didn't curse anything. There is no proof that we are cursing anybody.
No, I didn't curse, right? I can ask the Lord Jesus, right? And he'll tell me I did not curse.
I don't think so, because he's been dead for quite a few years now.
To be fair, yeah, he's been dead for quite a while. It has been a while since he's been seen by anyone. I mean, to be fair, everyone who said they've seen him has been put into an insane asylum. So
yeah, but
maybe the government is hiding something.
Definitely, but I'm sure wherever he is right now, he's also watching the Royal Nations Cup. As we get into round number 2, we're just gonna wait a little bit for every player to get ready, and then we are bound to do it on Frosty Sunset. Also, really fun match, really fun map to watch, and of course, a really exciting matchup as we get into it. Let's also check out Team USA here a little bit. Let's watch a little bit more of Doinks all day, as he's finishing barely behind Naive.
Yep.
So a good start there.
It's a really good start, and every team doing decently well on the first map. Let's see if they'll get the skip here over the cinder blocks. Perfect, especially for the world there, Naive, with an amazing cut, doing really well. And so they'll take the lead over the Americans, and in behind, the Germans are going to be ahead of the French.
Yeah, and so far it's still very close here on these positions. We have 1.5 seconds. It only the only difference between those teams, a 0.276 between Team World and Team Germany here. So if they both keep at their places, hey, I mean, that's perfect for them. But of course, Team USA not stopping anytime soon.
Team USA just behind the world team by 1.5 seconds. Meanwhile, the Germans are ahead of the French by 2.5 seconds. That one's a much bigger lead, and there's less of a chance of them messing up overall. Sumbot will finish in first here. He'll get the first black finish, and he'll try to do it all over again. As the Americans, they're starting to lose a little bit of time here. They lost a couple of tenths to the world. And the Dolphins, the French here, they're not laughing like Dolphins anyway. They are behind by quite a bit. And they lost the first map, and they're on course to lose the second one as well.
Yeah, a really tough spot to be in. Especially now when you're down 2-0. It's really important to win 3 maps in a row. And we all know that that's going to be quite stressful. So let's see how it's going then. The French is not going to close in soon, I think.
No, they won't. Sumbot is really good on this map. And the world is doing really, really well for themselves as well. And they're winning just a few tenths over the Americans each and every time. I don't think there's enough time for the Americans or the French to come back here and making it through. And so, it's going to be the world and Germany up 2-0.
So, good focus there from them. GG's here in the second round. And it's also for everybody joining in. It's BO5 here in the semifinals as well. So if you're already up 2 points, that's gonna be a lot of pressure for your opponent. But a good race. as we are waiting for the loading stream for the next map. The next map will be Interpolation Forever. So that's also going to be interesting to see how France will handle that map here.
I agree. It is. I mean, we've seen it a few times. It's a rough map. It's a really rough map. It's a map where if you make one mistake, you are done for. This is gonna be really weird to watch because our camera angles are weird as hell. But we are gonna try and make it work. Obviously, the players can just get into Cam 3 and they'll be fine, right? But we can't exactly watch them from Cam 3. What camera do we have to use? We have to do like Control 2, I think.
Yeah, right control and then Cam 2. So we can actually see what's going on. I think that won't hurt, especially now in the semifinals. So I'm gonna do that. And you're gonna see me quickly, but I am gone already again. And we see Sombot here failing at the start. Nothing happened there. But we see Team France barely ahead here. But so far, it seems like Naive is really holding on his own, getting Team World again in first place. And that's what you hope for. USA relatively close behind, 1 second, so not too much, but we're all also only on the blue part of the map, so a lot at stake. Still going into the match. Team World still holding on that 1 second, so that's gonna be important later on.
Oh, BoPro is going to be the one who needs to win this here for the world because the other two have failed. If BoPro can't get this, he will. And he's not even going to slow down either. And right behind them is going to be the Americans. So right now, there's a big fight between the Americans and the world. Meanwhile, the Germans and the French are relatively farther apart. However, still a chance for both of them as it seems like the world has completely failed here. And there is a 5-second gap. Yeah, everyone crashed early on in... Oh my goodness, I think it's happened again for the world. The world is struggling here to keep it together.
But Germany keeping their cool. And we saw Kicks just finishing their loop. So they are in first place right now. And if they can keep at it, this is another easy win for them.
Oh, look at the Americans. There's only Rafter left. The other two have crashed out. He needs to get this, and he does. But how much time did that lose the Americans here? That lost them nothing because the world also struggled to finish on that particular run. And so the Americans have the advantage here. There's only one cycle left, I think.
Oh, we saw Naive clipping there. But Germany and USA now first and second place.
Yeah.
So let's see if they can keep at it. Hey, it's really important for Team USA here, of course. But Team World having way too many mistakes at this point. So we only have a few seconds left. So this point is going to go to Team...
The Americans.
Yeah, it's going
And
to the
Germans.
Americans. It's going to Team USA. Wonderfully made.
So, 2-1 for the world. As Germany sweep the French. I guess I was wrong on that end. But will I be right about the reverse sweep against the world?
Yeah, because there everything is still open. Because Team USA now have their first point back. They're on it. Maybe this is the energy and maybe this is the momentum they have to keep on holding on to and just keep going, pushing through on the next map that will be Aqua Park. So it's gonna be interesting if they can keep the cool, if they can just keep on pushing through and get back to 2 both and then get into the all-deciding round number 5. But of course now we have a few seconds where we wait for all players to get onto the server. Of course, Germany can now chill. They can also just drive, get the training in, which definitely makes sense in a format like that where you have all the maps on repeat. So it makes sense to just play with everybody else because you already won. But a little bit of practice, just staying in the lane, staying focused, it definitely helps a lot here. So let's see how they are going to do. It's Team USA versus Team World.
Yeah. The fight in the back, I mean, the French and the Germans are just having fun at this point. It really is between the Peafowl and the Clownfish here. That's who you need to keep your eyes on. The world are the Clownfish, and the Peafowl are the Americans. Let's see who makes it through here. The Americans in the lead by 8/10 over the world right now, but let's see if we can have a small comeback here on the ice on the icy blue section.
Yeah, and right now we're spectating Naive, who had really strong starts in the first few sections on each map. I'm really pushing his team and just giving them the 10s and 100s they needed at certain points throughout the rest of the map. So far he's in the middle of the pack, but it doesn't seem too good for Team World right now. It could seem like the script is paying off and Team USA is gonna get point number 2.
It could be, but it could also be disaster. We've seen this before. We saw the world on this map getting the snipe right at the end on Great Britain to stay alive. And so let's see if they can do it all over again as the world Naives falls down. They're going to lose a little bit of time here, but they are still in the fight. Peafowl, aka the Americans, are the one we have to keep our eye on. The Clownfish, aka the world, are the ones we need to keep our eye on as well, because they are the ones who are going to try and make this comeback work. Naive right now, he can't make a mistake because his other two teammates have, and so he will be there, and they're catching up. Peafowl have made a mistake, so the Americans having made one, and so there's only 2 more cycles left. Let's see if the world makes a mistake.
Because now Naive just showed on the black map. Oh, and he clipped there on the ramp. Very unfortunate. But let's see. Cav Awesome is right behind him. But we have BoPro being a little bit behind, so he has to wait for them. And Team World now half a second behind, but we have 20 seconds left, plus the bonus time of 7 seconds. So we have one more cycle, but this one has to be on point. This one has to be fast. This one, it's gonna be so close. But we see
it's BoPro in the lead right now over any American. If he can make it in,
and he does it,
ahead.
but let's see if Team USA can do it, but they are at the start, so this is actually a GG. Well played for Team World, who are advancing onto the finals.
Oh, that was BoPro.
Maniac.
That was all BoPro. He was alone up there. His other teammates had failed, and where they failed, he shined. He rose to the occasion. The others on the American side, they crumbled under the pressure, not once, but twice. And so it's going to be the world versus Germany.
Yeah. And it's also, we are not going to play the 5th map, because now we have both our winners, and we are on road to the finals already. And that was an insane snipe. So, I mean, it's Germany against the world. So to speak. Both very strong teams right now. I mean, Team Germany is Team Germany. It's a behemoth. It's something that you don't really want to play against. But
very true.
It's gonna be interesting. But first we have the 3rd place match. It's gonna be a 1 versus 1 here for France versus USA. And the 3rd place is also very important here, because being on the podium, you know, and also Magic Bicycle, we've been there. Let's not talk about that.
I feel like this is very map dependent at this point between the French and the English here. The real English, right? You could go to bed, Great Britain. You've been beaten by the real English. What? As the Americans here are just showing up, and they've done so well, but it's really map dependent, right? The maps have shown to be the difference maker for a lot of these teams. So for the Americans, it's really important that they stay competitive and that they don't lose it out like they did on that last map there, because that's their demise.
Yep. But right now we are waiting for the match for the 3rd place. France versus USA, and it's really gonna, as you already mentioned, it's gonna be map dependent, and there are many factors that come into it. But right now, especially, it's so close to the end of the event. Like they've played for a few hours. They've been training beforehand. They've been warming up, so they've been playing for probably 4 or 5 hours at this point. and that's where fatigue is starting to kick in. So it's gonna be interesting altogether, because we are going to see many good times. We're gonna see many good maps coming next, but it's still gonna be interesting to see on which parts of the map they are going to lose their cool and maybe not stay as focused as they usually are.
And imagine, like, I'm starting to get tired, right? It's late. It's the early evening for me, right? It's 5:48 for you. It's almost midnight, and so you must be starting to get tired, and everyone else who's playing right now should be starting to get tired as well. So I can't imagine just how hard it is to keep your focus up until this point. But for the world in Germany, they're allowed to take this small little break, maybe a power nap, you know?
Yeah.
Could do you some good. And on the side of the French and the Americans, it's all for the bronze medal position here. It's all for bragging rights.
Yeah. And I mean, to be honest, it's almost 12 here where I am. But to be honest, on a Saturday, on a time like that, ever since the 24-hour race, I am amped up until like 3 or 4 a.m. on a weekend. Like, it's just completely destroyed me. But in a good way, because that means I can also do long format things on the weekend. So I've already done my homework, so to speak. So I am ready. I am fully focused for this match. For the next 2 matches, actually. So
what you're saying is I destroyed your sleeping schedule, because without me, there would not have been a stream for the 24-hour race.
Well, I mean,
I'm the one who called for it, so I'm the one to blame for it.
No, actually, Trackmania 4 hours are to blame for it.
No,
like
no.
Brandon,
I'm
Claire,
the one who
everybody.
told Trackmania 4 hours to do the stream.
Yeah, but they made the event, you know, so it's really their fault. Let's just push it away to as many other people as possible, so we are in the safe, because we're the good guys.
I mean, I came in and the first thing I said was, "Hey, we should cast this," right? And that's when everything started.
Yeah, for me it actually started there as well, because I was writing everybody who had the caster role, like, hey, are you casting? Do you need a caster for your team? Hey, what is the latest in the Trackmania 24-hour race community? And somehow I got in there and things happened.
Hey, listen. With that 24-hour race, I mean, this Royal race is about to start, but the 24-hour race, it's been 2 months already, right? So we could have another 24-hour race relatively soon.
We're gonna have one in fall, was the last information I had. But let's get into the important action right now. We see Team USA right now, the Macaw Parrots, and the Frenchies, again the Dolphins. But so far Team USA barely ahead, 0.6 lead. But of course we are only on the blue part, so it's gonna depend on the rest as well. And we see Raptor struggling a little bit, which gives Wall the opportunity to be in first place right now. As we mentioned beforehand, Wall, really strong plastic player. So of course this is a map for them where they will get their first point.
Yeah. And don't forget, right? Whirl backwards, right, is L-Raw, and there's a lot of raw pace on that side of for the French on this map especially.
If we don't count in that little bail from Wall, nothing happened there.
Wait, did they fail? They all failed.
Yeah,
they all failed.
They all failed.
They all failed. They're
It's
not
2
behind.
seconds.
They had the 2-second advantage. Now it's a 2-second disadvantage as Rafter falls off and falls into the rafters. Now it's all Doinks who
But
needs
Doink's
to do this
keeping on.
all alone.
Staying safe, staying put, and it seems like, ooh, a little bit wonky,
What?
but it seems like he's going to make it. Ooh, nice save there. That's also what I appreciate about the Royal players. They just, it sometimes seems so ridiculous the way they wing into certain obstacles, but it just makes perfect sense from a Royal standpoint, because then you can quickly move on to the next part and just get a better break in that regard. But Doink's falling off. Maybe this gives Team France the upper hand again, but...
Oh, Rulemaker falls off. It's all on
also
Raptor.
fell off.
It's all on
And
Raptor.
Yubi
He's alone.
falling as well. Oh no! So
Wait,
it's all for
Yuppie fell
Raptor.
off?
Yeah, they fell off. So
Okay,
it seems
he needs
like
to save
this
this.
is gonna be the
Raptor needs
save.
to save. He
If
just
he's
needs
gonna
to
make
save
that
and an
finish-
instant win.
it's probably
wins
gonna
the
be the
first
win.
round.
Yeah, because we
They
have
won the
15
first round,
seconds
there's no
left.
time.
There's no time to get 2 cycles in. So GG here in the first round. And I think it was 2 picks per team, yeah.
2 picks per team. And then if we go to map number 5, it's a random map, I do believe.
Yeah, then it's a map that Kira decides on.
Shows. Yeah, so right now, right, we just saw a wonderful first map out of the USA players. They made it work. They played it safe. And that's exactly what we expect out of these guys, right? And the risk on the side of France did not pay off. It was their map pick. And, well, their map fell through.
Yeah. But as we get on to Wick Water Slides, let's see. And also Flory Titan says this round is a testament of my prediction. And it's true. And it's true. I mean, he's been right on the money so far, ever since we started predicting the outcomes of the matches. And also the dirty little details that Flory Titan has also more insight into. And so far he's been right on his money. Which is also expected, let's be honest. But what is also expected is for Team France to just bounce back and get a point themselves. So we are 1-0 currently. So if they want to make something happen, they gotta do it right now.
Yeah.
Barely ahead there.
They went for the skip. They gained a point 2 there as well.
Yeah.
So it really does help. The USA did not go for the skip. They elected not to. And, I mean, you can't blame them because if you're not ready for it, it could really mess you up. They're tied going into this one here. Onto the red section. Let's see if anyone's going to make this mistake here. It's all about the bug slides, right? Are you good with bug slides, Nouch?
Well, I mean, there's a reason why I'm casting and not playing. Let's just put it that way. I can do them, but I would put my money on somebody else when it comes to stuff like that.
All 3 of them failed! All
Wait.
3 of the French players failed!
Oh my god, which gives a huge advantage to Team USA here, so they can potentially get into 2-0 already. But we still have, of course,
can't
1
make
minute.
it. Oh my god, they lost even more time.
Again? Oh no!
19 seconds behind.
That's a GG.
Oh, wow. That is an early GG. But that is a whole cycle behind. They are legitimately a whole cycle behind. And with Worlds Crash there, oh no, it might be in their heads.
Yeah,
It
and
might
Team
be
USA,
in their
they are
heads.
so close to each other. It seems like they're all just finishing by themselves just because they can.
Oh man.
Very,
This is
very unfortunate.
disastrous.
Because now it really counts. I mean, it's perfect for Team USA getting that 3rd place. That's sweet. It's bittersweet, but it's sweet enough that we'll take it. But of course, Team France also wants that. I mean, every team wants to get onto the podium, but it seems like Team USA now are at a point where they can comfortably throw a map, even 2 maps, and then it's going to be interesting again. And that's a spot that you don't necessarily want to be in, to fall from 2-0 to 2-2. But
Right.
you can fall so far without losing anything. So this gives them just a lot more room, a lot more space to work with. And I think that's also why they could potentially have the upper hand mentally going into map number 3.
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is this map locked down by the Americans. It is 2-0. Oh, wow. And so, they are 1 map win away from getting 3rd place and beating out the French. Oh, wow.
And it's gonna be Dirt Shift. Let's go.
All right, let's see it. Dirt Shift. We've seen this map a few times. Do you like Dirt Shift? What are your thoughts on the Dirty Shift?
I gotta say, well, first of all, no. Second of all, I must say Dirt Shift is really interesting to watch. Those dirt walls, I mean, I've played that map a few times myself. I wouldn't say that I was good, but I got the participation trophy, and that's all that matters. And with those walls, it's really interesting because you have your normal setup, but every time a small thing happens, a small flinch happens, maybe you take off the gas too early, it's just gonna cost you the whole loop, and you have to go back to the start, and it just sucks so much, especially on a map like that. So I can imagine that the pressure is up definitely right now for Team France. And it seems
They
like
wanna go
Loki wants to
monkey mode.
turn monkey.
I mean, to be fair, if you turn off your brain and go monkey mode,
I
right?
mean, it can help. It can help.
It can help, you know? So they're gonna go for monkey. Let's see it. I mean, the change to macaw for the Americans did help as well. So let's see what the monkey mode will do for the
So
French.
far, it pays off.
It,
so
it
far,
pays off for the moment. For the
I mean,
moment,
the
right?
moment Loki said he wants to go monkey, he just starts pulling amazing times, putting his team already ahead half a second. So that's some good stuff. Wall now with the next finish, and they are 1.3 seconds ahead already. So that's some good stuff. So
Very good
if in
stuff.
doubt, go monkey.
If in doubt, go monkey. And right now,
Oh,
Loki
Loki
will
failing.
fly down. Yeah, he falls down. And so that's rough, but UP does finish it. Also, whoever said UP second place in semifinals to live up to his name, I don't get it, because UP just means happy, right? Like, hooray. It's the French hooray. And there's nothing else in that name that says second place. So, I don't know where you're getting that from, Betty. But your French is weird. Oh, you know what else is weird? The Americans have taken it over from the French.
Ooh,
They are
okay.
1 second ahead, and they're on the last cycle now. So, not on the last cycle, but they are on the last part of the track. So, they have many cycles here. It's about 20 seconds long. And so, we're going to have about 3 more cycles after this one.
If they are going to make it, and they are really close, but Team USA just closing it in, the tap it fast, 1.5 seconds still ahead, and that must be a really stressful situation to be in for Team France. At the beginning, going monkey worked quite a bit, but they don't have a chance against Team USA. As for now, unless they screw up majorly, it's actually going to be Team USA in 3rd place.
Yeah, especially if Doink just gets this in, and
And he
will.
gets it.
There you
Beautiful.
go. 1.6. There's only one more cycle. This is
Yeah.
for all the marbles. And Whirl is not going to be the one who's going to do it. It's going to need to be UP or Loki.
Raptor bouncing. So Loki and UP are a little bit
Up
ahead
against-
wall as well against Doinks. So Doinks has to keep his cool right now. Let's see if he can make it. And he's on to the finish, and he does it beautifully. That's it. That's a GG. 3rd place for Team USA. Beautifully played by both teams. But in the end, Team USA just were consistently a bit above Team France. So
Yeah, it really came down to that red section, right? That red section. They were ahead by 1.2. They come out of it below by 1 second. They lost 2.7 to the Americans, and that was their demise. You see, Trackmania is a game of milliseconds, and 2.7 seconds, well, that's 2,700 milliseconds. That is way too much to lose.
that is something that, especially when you're new to Trackmania, you don't really appreciate that, because you're not used to races being that close. That it's all that precise. And that's what makes it even more amazing. Especially for us casting. I mean, if you have a difference of a few thousands between finishes, hey, I mean, it just makes it so much better. So GG to Team USA, but also credit where credit is due. GG's to Team France as well. There's a reason why they went into the semifinals. So they were really strong, really good, really solid performance. But at the end, Team USA just having the upper hand. There's only so much you can do.
On
Speaking
dirait
of
que les
which,
Français ont pris le drapeau blanc. C'est très triste.
bonjour, je m'appelle Nauch.
No, that's not too bad. Drapeau meaning flag, blanc meaning white. So you can.
Okay. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, after that French joke that only like 3 people in chat can enjoy, we're off. I do believe to the finals.
Yeah, we're just gonna wait a little bit, and then we are already on to the finals. It's amazing. I mean, we've been here for quite a bit, but still that we're already closing in. I mean, time flies when you're having fun. Let's be honest.
Yeah. And to be fair, this is some of the most fun I've had casting Trackmania. I mean, I don't think this beats the seasonal championships, but having this wonderful game mode in a competition like this, that's very, very like skill based, right? It's not luck based at all. at the current moment, it came down to the skill, right? We've said it. Yeah, it's down to luck, but it's because it's team play and everyone's under a lot of pressure, right? And some maps will just kick your ass for no reason. At this point, there has been very little luck involved in who wins overall. Yeah. And every team that's at the top has wholeheartedly deserved it.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's just really nice to see as well. Given that we also already have so many competitions in Trackmania, where it comes to raw pace, time attack, regular maps, different styles of maps, to have royal competitions and just put them a little bit more on the forefront. It's just also perfect, because it just shows that Trackmania is even more diverse than we already thought.
Good point. All right. The finals are going to be underway here, ladies and gentlemen, and the picks are in. We are going to be starting off with Interpolation Forever as the first map, which I do believe you do love yourself a nice Interpolation Forever. Mount Everest is then next. Neverest, sorry. Mount Neverest is going to be next. Afterwards, Aqua Park will come into play, and then Wicked Water Slides. Surreal Something will be the last map, if needed.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if we actually stay on script and are going to go the distance with all 5 maps. Because both teams are not going to give the other team any leeway. So let's see about that.
So, have your camera controls ready. Because it took me about 5 minutes to figure out how to do it. Which right control was right.
It's usually the one that's not on the left side, you know?
See, here's the thing, right? As you heard, I'm not English. I don't know my my lefts from rights in English. So, okay, left control 2. Why is this not working?
And we have prediction from Floridheitner, 3-1, Germany win. And you're gonna quickly see me, but I'm gone again. As we head into the first map, let's go. We have Team World just barely ahead, but of course we are in the first few parts of the map. So a lot to gain, a lot to lose, but we see Naive again. I mean, credit where credit is due. Naive always having just the upper hand on the first few parts, and that's something that could give them a lot of room, especially when we go on to cycling through the black part of the map.
Let's see it, especially with BoPro here. BoPro wins that one up against Kicks. And so it's up Naive versus Hope. Let's see who wins this one, because this is really important. Ooh, Hope really pushing
Naive
it, and he'll get it through.
But we have the super Naive, and it's gonna be close, but BoPro is also there, and BoPro gets the finish for them. So, yeah. 0.182 ahead, still going onto the black section. Let's see.
Oh man, this one's tough.
Yeah, but it seems like really Kicks so far in first place. But he's struggling. BoPro now with the save, getting the first finish for Team World. Really important here to close that in.
The whole German team failed.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to be a whole cycle behind. They're half a cycle. 8.5 seconds. Oh, they did not need that to start us off here.
Very unfortunate for them. So that's probably going to be the point for Team World. But let's see. I mean, it's 6.5 seconds right now, and you never know. You just a few mistakes on Team World's part at this point could actually still go to Team Germany. But very important here for Team World, as Germany goes in as a clear favorite, even though Team World have shown, hey, they are not to be messed around with. And so far,
yeah, exactly.
So far, they're keeping at it.
Oh,
really
but BoPro, he's slowed down quite a bit here. Will they catch up on the side of Germany? How much will they catch up here if they do? Oh, they will. They will, but only by a second. Kelva has failed, and so it's all down to BoPro and Naive, and they need to finish it because there is enough time for the Germans to do so as well. And if they do it right here, it is the win for the world. 1-0 for them off of this start. Great job.
Really great and really important start here for Team World.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not too much of an issue for Team Germany because, of course, it's the first map. It's all good. We chill. Getting the first point is always nice to have, and it helps you to boost confidence. But Team Germany, it's going to be interesting to see how they will handle that. If they actually are influenced by standings like that. But yeah, Bowpro again, 7 points on this map. Just like on so many other maps. Like, he's just on top of his game. And if it's Kelp having a few issues, if it's Naive not closing in like they usually do, then it's Bowpro there to save the day and just keeping a cool head, bringing Team World the points, and that's exactly what you want to see.
Now, onto the second map this time around. We're back on Mountain Everest. And this time around, it's really all about the consistency, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Because here you don't want to make any mistakes at all.
Any mistake at all.
Yeah.
It would be detrimental if there were any mistakes at all that were to happen. As right now, the world is going to start off strong. And neither of these teams have switched up what animal they are, right? The world have stayed with the clownfish. And the Germans have stayed with the flamingo. As the clownfish right now are going to take a big lead over the flamingos. 2 seconds already as they head on to the blue section. And Bowpro, I mean, he's been their big leader up until this point, and he's gonna even go for the skip here, so he's gonna gain some extra time over the Germans here. He's been doing really well, but if he falls down here, it's gonna be really detrimental. No, he'll stay up, and so there's a really large gap now. It's extremely large. Oh, what happened to the Germans? Oh, the Germans, they're not gonna finish for a long while here still.
Oh my
They've
God.
all fallen down. Oh,
This
they've lost 13 seconds. Oh,
This
wow.
looks like a 2-0 for Team World already. It seems like Team Germany is going to be again with the backs against the wall relatively soon here. Because in a 2-0, as we mentioned before, you gotta win 3 maps in a row. And keeping calm in a situation like that, I mean, that's something else, for sure.
All you do now if you're the world is you save, right?
Yeah.
You just save this up this mountain. You don't risk this whatsoever, even if you lose 2 seconds per round, per cycle. There is no use in going full risk in this.
Yeah, like, why should you? You at this point, you know you have your first point, it's all good. And you are most definitely going to have your second point. So now is the time where Team World can actually kick back and just see, okay, how it's going on the next map. And then it's...
Well, they need to make sure that they climb this mountain one last time here. There is enough time for the Germans to climb up twice,
But
though,
if you look at the consistency for Bowpro, and even from Naive now having the upper hand here, it's really no surprise that they're going to keep their places. Maybe having a few problems here and there, but...
It'd be disastrous if all of them fell off, but Naive is the one to finish the other 2 behind him. Both crashed right at the end there. So it's rough, but there is no more time here for Germany to come back into this one. They needed the world to not get the 6th. And so that is it, ladies and gentlemen. 2-0 for the world. I'm sure this means the world to these players. Huh? Huh?
Okay,
Oh, come on.
I mean, it's not worse than my joke that I pulled beforehand, so...
Yeah, true. Good point. My dad jokes are really situational. Oh, man, Bowpro, though, just an absolute menace. On this server, and Aqua Park is next here. What do you expect out of Aqua Park?
I actually don't know, because right now at the situation that we are in, it's going to be a tough nut for Team Germany. I'm gonna be honest.
Right.
It doesn't matter who's having the upper hand usually on a map like that, but with if you're against 2-0, you're gonna perform differently than usual. Either they're gonna thrive and just pull on the best performance they've ever did, or they are going to crumble under the pressure. And I couldn't really tell you what's happening.
So, fun zone me real quick here. There is 2.5 minutes left. And this map is not known for the failures. So, hit me with a good dad joke, my friend.
You want a good dad joke? Okay, you're gonna get one. Why do bees have sticky hair? Because they use honeycombs.
That is actually pretty good.
Okay, you're welcome.
I would not have thought of that one.
Speaking of pretty
props.
good, Team Germany having a really good start here, barely ahead of Team World. And that's what you want to start off with.
Oh, but Kicks, what did you do?
Ooh.
Okay.
And again, Naive, very consistent, very, very strong here in the first parts of the map. Like on the white, green, and even the blue section, he's always there. He's just getting...
Alone.
Yeah, Bowpro is alone right now, which is a little bit unusual. But on the first three parts, it's usually Naive just giving them the points. And it just helps you overall in coming into the loops. But I think Bowpro is now here and will just do it, you know.
So let's see it here, Naive in the lead. And they're in the lead by over a second at this point, as Naive will win the round. And it's 7/10 now, the difference between both teams. Now it's up to Bowpro to win this one here.
Yeah, let's keep on Bowpro. I mean, it's if they win it right now, they win in the grand final. 3.
Bowpro!
Oh, he failed. But let's see, Naive and Calv Awesome still there. Calv Awesome right at the finish, and he's gonna get it for Team World. And that's also the good thing. You have somebody like Bowpro who is really consistent at the black loops, but he can almost always depend on his team, and that's amazing.
And Calv Awesome has been trolling practically this entire time, right? He's, funny enough, has been a non-factor for practically the entire time, the entirety of these 3 hours. He's probably in chat right now, just typing and not even playing, right? That's how much of a troll he is.
I mean, so, you're gonna take that yourself. You're gonna take that yourself. But in all seriousness, all 3 of Team World have been really strong so far, and of course, Bowpro is just a beast. But it doesn't really hurt to have somebody like Naive and Calv in the team. So that's actually beautiful.
That's GG's.
It's
Ladies and gentlemen, the Clownfish have beaten the Flamingos. Germany, who were touted as the best, have lost to the world. Okay, let me do it as the Japanese the JoJo reference. The world! All right, there you go.
Okay, claps for that, definitely. First of all, for UQDC.
But
also...
for the world, though. All right, they've played so good, though.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here.
It was amazing.
The world have played so well, so consistent, and when they needed it the most, their players fell through, and they just nailed it every single lap. They did not make mistakes.
Yeah, they were just on top of the game. I mean, there's a reason why they were winning, but every team, we had really strong showings, even in the group stage, and that was the moment where I was like, ooh, okay, it's gonna get real spicy real fast. But that final was something that I really didn't expect. Like, I didn't expect a clean 3-0 sweep. That is just insane. I mean...
And you could call it bad luck too, right? For the Germans, but
definitely.
I think it really was on their own fault, right? Because they didn't die on the black track at all. They died on the red and the blue track on both the first 2 maps, and they fell behind by a whole cycle because of it. It really was a self-inflicting wound, and by the time they get to the 3rd map, they could only afford 1 mistake, and 1 mistake was all the world needed to win.
Yeah, and they perfect execution all throughout the field, so beautifully made. But also, as we're at the end of the tournament right now, of course, if you liked it, of course, follow Kira on Twitch. Get onto as many Trackmania Discords as possible, because things like that are going to be happening more frequently in the future. And if you also want to participate or take action, you know, help in the background, everything, you're always appreciated. If you want to do that, just feel free to contact almost anybody on every Trackmania server, because the community is actually that wholesome that you will get help and information from everybody else. But also, at the end of the tournament now, we want to give a little bit of a word of appreciation. Want to say thank you also to Dog. He has basically been co-hosting with Kira ever since they started, but he wanted to stay a little bit anonymous until the end and only get mentions, of course, if everything went well. And I would do the same. So right now we are here because he was responsible for coding this whole server room. So he had a big hand in the event. So thank you also to Dog. Amazing what you also have put on here for the show. And to everybody watching, chatting, to everybody playing, to everybody involved in any capacity, thank you all so much. My name is Snouch. You can find me on this channel, on Twitter, on Discord as well. You can join us. We are sometimes kind of fun. And also, thank you, QDC, and also Flory Titan for being here. But QDC, thank you. It's always a pleasure with you. You know it. But still, credit where credit's due. Thank you.
Don't we have something together in the next couple of days anyway? So, I mean, if you want it, it's there, my friend. I'm with you.
Okay.
For a lot more upcoming.
Let's go. Yeah, we're gonna find a few things, I'm certain. But we're gonna leave you now, guys. So thank you, everybody. And yeah, Frank with the idea of a 24-hour Royal map. I'm down to cast that. I'd stay awake 30 hours again. I wouldn't care because I wouldn't be the one playing. And that's a lot of pleasure. But
all right.
Thank you, everybody, for watching, for chatting, for joining in. It's been a pleasure. My name is Snouch. I'm joined by QDC, and we are going to leave you soon. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and we're gonna see each other very soon, I hope.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy your Sunday.
Exactly. Bye-bye. Good question. Who do we raid? Chat, who do we want to raid? Who do we want to raid? Who's streaming right now? Let's do it properly. Let's give the love.
I see a non-Royale player in Mello currently streaming.
Mello is streaming, nice.
Very, very kind Jamaican player who...
Exactly. We can also, I mean, it's down to you. It's either Mello or Dexter, I would say.
What do you guys think? We could have a few other players. There are a few players currently streaming. I see Rafter actually streaming as well. He's still streaming over there on the USA side. So maybe we can go over there, possibly, maybe.
Hell yeah. Let me just get him, prepare it, and then we are good to go. Use his channel, start the raid, and we are preparing the raid. It should be done in a few seconds. So thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. We appreciate y'all, and take care. Give some love to RevTour. Bye bye.